Here we go.
Well, hey guys, it's another Thursday Night Chaser here with Wrestling on the Rocks. You know the drill. I'm your host, Ms. Amanda Jane, and of course, with me as usual is my sidekick, Digi.
What up, G?
Hey. So yeah, I guess this is another like weird week of wrestling. A lot of good stuff, a lot of bad stuff. But
A lot of why did this happen?
That too. Well, guys, I know you're excited about going into it, and thank you, because on this one we're gonna talk TNA, we're gonna talk NXT, we're gonna talk AEW and other things if they come to pass. So,
oh yeah,
without further ado,
so much more. Good
so
Lord.
much more. So, without further ado, we need to stay on brand, and we all know we play a favorite game here, and that game is called What's in Your Glass. So, Digi?
I thought our game was what we don't like about Osprey.
Oh, that's a different game. That's a different game. That's later.
Yeah, Heineken. There you go.
Oh, I love Heineken. One time. Let me tell you about a Heineken story. Okay.
Okay.
So, long time ago, long time ago, I still do. I love hockey, but we used to go to see the San Jose Sharks. I will never see a Stanley Cup in my lifetime. I'm just saying. But in these years, these were the good old days. I'm not telling you what years these are, but I will say this. There was
probably
a team,
in agreement.
Yeah, there was a visiting team called the Buffalo Sabres. Okay.
Right.
And at the time, the Buffalo Sabres had a lot of young people on there and pretty good looking. So I became friends with a lot of these guys and whatnot. But there was one time that we went to one bar and then we went to another bar, but we didn't realize what time it was. So I got a Heineken, right? And it was the fucking big one because the bartender at this place,
this is the big one.
That's the big one. So the bartender, she like looks like me, like she's like my doppelganger, right? So she would always like hook it up. So one of the guys bought me a beer, but she gave me the big one because she saw who it was going for. So I get it, right? I take 2 sips. All of a sudden, here, last call, got to finish them up. And I'm standing there like, fuck, I just got this, right? Like, shit. And I'm standing there. And I'm like, well, fuck it, right? I see my friend. I'm like, salut, cheers. I took that bottle, glug, 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 drank the whole thing. And the goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres, one of the goaltenders, was like this. I'm like, what? You haven't seen a woman drink before? I think so. but I'm not going to the other
Oh.
stories. But he was
Mm.
just like, what the frick? Anyways, but yes, so that's a lot of memories for me with that big bottle. A lot of memories. And speaking of memories, guys, how about this one? I promised it. It's gonna be happening. The famous. If you're new to these parts, this is what is an original. This is if you're an OG of the Thursday Night Chaser with me and Marsh and Clump, and then me and Marsh. This is my sponsored, not sponsored. It is Sonic Slush. And usually it's either cherry slush or cranberry. But today we went, oh, mother frickin' G. And we
Mm.
have cherry slush. Of course, I have a Coca Cola here because I've been up since 5. Mm.
Mm.
So I need a little energy. But this is my sponsored, not sponsored. So, guys, remember, we do have, if you look at the link below, because our website's still not uh it's in repair right now. Um, you can get your own sponsored, not sponsored cups. We have shot glasses, wine tumblers, all of that, even a shirt. And it
Yeah.
does look like the Sonic logo. Thanks, Marsh. So yeah, woohoo! So that's our drink
Gloriously.
in your glass. I hope you guys remember, because I'm not drinking alcohol tonight. But remember, it's not about what you're drinking, it's about who you're
Who
drinking
you
it with.
drinking?
That's our motto here. Speaking of mottos and things we do, let's get the birthdays done because there's so many things to talk about. So first of all, celebrating a birthday. I don't know if you remember Kazarni.
Yes.
Yes, it's his birthday. So happy birthday. Also, Stan Hansen, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caleb Connolly, happy birthday, man. I like him a lot. Jeff
Yeah.
Hardy, having a birthday. Happy birthday. Mickey James,
Yes.
love her. Happy
Hardcore
birthday,
country.
country. um, Ember Moon, Athena.
Yeah.
Yes, our champ is celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, champ. Bam Bam Bigelow, rest in peace. Would be celebrating a birthday. If you are into British wrestling, this name might sound familiar to you, but some of the guys that are out there currently right now, including like Marty Skrull, even Ocean Spray, he helped train them at one point or another. So happy birthday to Doug Williams.
Doug Williams.
Rest in
That's
peace.
fantastic.
Yep. Rest in peace, Tracy Smothers. Happy birthday up there. Allie, the bunny. She was not used very well at all in AEW, and that pisses me off.
And we haven't seen her since because her contract is still got a little bit left, but
Yeah. It's like the Butcher and the Blade. They're not, they all had about the same one. Um, Another birthday. I love this woman. Okay. She's like one of my freaking here. I've never even met her yet. I want to meet her. Awesome Kong.
yeah, I've heard
Your
great.
birthday. Oh, I know. I've heard like great stories about her, and I'm just like, oh, I want to meet her so badly. I really, really do. Other birthdays that we are celebrating. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. If you're a fan, I personally am not of TJ Perkins. Whatever. Happy birthday, I guess. Also Xavier Woods. Happy
Consequences
birthday.
free.
Yep. Happy birthday, man. Danny Limelight. If you guys big on the California scene over there, happy birthday. And finally, I'm going to have you take this one, Digi.
So the man calls himself the Draw, and they are not fucking wrong. Have a big shout out, cheers, and behind Rev Pro to the
Rev Pro.
fiance. Not Revolver. I said wrong one.
Revolver. Yeah. I was like, Rev Pro. I go, that's
I had a
Andy.
moment. Look, I'm old. Wrestling Revolver, so many great careers, all around. Amazing friend, they tell me. Here's my man. Happy birthday to you.
Oh shit. And speaking of Sammy, I forgot one birthday. I
Hmm,
apologize. Trey Miguel.
yeah.
Happy birthday. That's one of Sammy's kids.
Yeah.
And they refer to the Dayton guys. Sammy's
Right.
kids. But yeah. And he's actually now opened himself up to taking more indie dates. So, you know, say what you will with that one.
I'm
So,
waiting to see if he's going to go up to Scott Demore's new or resurrected promotion.
oh, good question. I wonder who is. That's
Right
very
now, Mike Bailey and Athena that I saw
really.
for their first show.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, speedball I can understand.
Athena
But
also, she was very big into that, and she did a Chinese thing over there.
yeah, but I was just thinking, how Tony Khan is so possessive. But
Well,
I mean that's a whole different ball of wax. Okay, that's just a whole different ball of wax. But
yeah.
happy birthday, everybody. So where do we start? What kind of news do we have out there? Let's see here.
Ton of everything and then some.
Okay.
Let's see. Where do we start in chronological order? I feel like
Does
that'll give us a good compliment.
um
What do you think?
yeah, I think so. I think so. I will say that this week has been a little hectic for me. So I'm kind of behind on our wrestling wrestling news. So
Well, I mean, we just had All In,
yes, we did.
which even to some of the most diehard fans, from reviews I've seen, even per my own observation, it was hit or miss.
Mhm.
Like they had, and I guess I'll just deal with the elephant in the room. Well, the two. Let's start off with Ricochet. Oh
Yes.
boy.
Well, Ricochet, let's we all knew he was signed and we all knew he's probably going to be on All In. Now,
Yeah.
did I expect him in the whatever the hell they called? What
The
did they call it?
Battle
Um,
Royal, whatever the fuck.
whatever battle, whatever. Um, I did not expect him to be in that. What I did kind of was hoping for was because we all know that, and we'll get into it. I thought it would be a great way to kind of set up the him and Will Ospreay feud with him kind of coming out to kind of help him with MJF, and then bro, I don't need help, bro. Like whatever.
Dude.
Man, I sounded like Hulk Hogan. That's horrible.
I
Anyways,
mean, you're not wrong.
I mean that's where I thought that would be, but anyways, but we'll get into that. So, I thought it was very interesting. Like the concept behind it was let's put let's just put weird people in it. Let us repeat people who had matches earlier in the evening. Nothing wrong with Roderick Strong, okay? And
No.
then there was another person who also was wrestling. Was it Pac?
Yeah, it
No,
was
it
no,
was
yeah,
Pac.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was Pac.
Pac who
Yeah,
did the Poison Rana.
yeah. So I thought that was interesting, but it also tells you the story that you know what? There's so many other freaking people that nobody cares. I was waiting for Kip Sabian to come out. You're in his home.
Yeah.
He didn't come out, and I
You
was a
know
little
why?
pissed about that. Yeah.
Because know where he's going, right?
Is he? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I
Yep.
didn't know that. Yeah, they
Yep.
use also. I
You
want to
can
say
do
this too.
this.
Mm-hmm.
You can do NXT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, one thing that made me mad is because I think she's a phenomenal wrestler, and they did not use her really to her abilities. Penelope Ford.
Agreed.
I love her. I do. Fucking, she's great, and it just kind of makes me sad. And but it is what it is. So, but that thing was, I think it was a hot mess. I mean, honestly, Ricochet had some great spots,
Right.
and
But
but
the,
that's Ricochet.
but the
You
spot he
know.
should have had was winning the fucking giving it.
Oh yes, and having this Luchasaurus come out as Luchasaurus instead of whatever. I'm over Christian Cage. I'm over all of this shit. And why Tony is investing a lot into this, I have no idea.
Oh, I mean,
No
he's got
idea.
to try to make money somehow off of these. But at the same time, you don't pick up a guy like Ricochet and then
Yeah.
have him job out to somebody he could have easily stayed at the company he wasn't jobbed out because he deserves more. He deserves better.
Yeah. Um, but I'm thinking, that I'm thinking that with um the whole battle royal, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's other people that Tony spent money on that he doesn't shove down our throats, like
No,
Claudio
like he doesn't
Castagnoli.
use
There's also a lot of people it doesn't use. Yes, that is true.
like
Now, yeah, like I don't know. But I will say that was really stupid. Um
yeah, it was a
the
waste.
trios thing, I don't know if that I don't think that it should have gone that way. But
How do
I
you mean?
do want to say this. Well, I personally was hoping House of Black would get it again.
Yeah.
But what I thought was very interesting and cool was at the end when they
Willis.
won. Willis! Hi Willis. As I was saying, at the end when I don't even know what to call them. So when Pac and Claudio and Yuta won, it was really cool to see Brody King standing there and then also Malachi Black. And he reached out, shook his hand.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And I mean, and it was a great match. I mean, I had no problems with it. I just was hoping House of Black, but that's just me. Um, but I thought that was great because you don't see that kind of sportsmanship
From House
in
of Black.
AEW. Well, that's out of character for House of Black, but I'm talking in AEW in general.
Well, I'm here kind of thinking about it like this. Whenever that kind of sportsmanship normally means somebody is on.
Could be,
Don't know for sure, but
could be, could be, and it's really sad because I know Julie is injured, but if they're going somewhere that she would flourish.
I could think of any other fucking promotion ever.
Yeah.
They could rebrand an entire brand. They could take NWA and turn it into a fourth.
Yeah, but fucking Billy Corgan. Yeah, that's all I have to
No,
say about.
Billy's smart. It's just you can only do so much with a budget. Billy knows his shit. Like
Yeah,
his
but
booking skills are there.
yeah, they're there. Yeah, I'll say that. Like NWA Power when that came, woo,
The
that was
Empower.
great. A great 2 years, running of that. Like you had everybody. You like Drake, James Storm. I love that tag team.
Hmm.
Um, he did wonderful things with Trevor Murdoch, and loved what he did with Aaron Stevens. That was really great. And then rest in peace, question mark.
Yeah, and you have
Yeah.
like when they did the Empower event, they put on so many wonderful ladies out into the.
Hmm.
I don't think, well, talented. I don't think Masha have gotten quite the notoriety that she has now if it
Yeah.
wasn't for that Empower paper.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. There's some promoters who are going to think that no, we had her all the time, and but
Like, yeah, you had her all the time. And you got nowhere with.
Mhm.
You put her on literally one pay per view, and she's been booked nonstop since. Like, wow, love the
Yeah.
lady, great
Mhm.
honor.
Mhm. Oh yeah. So yeah, so we'll see what happens with House Black. But
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad they didn't get the patriarchy didn't keep the belt, so thank God.
yeah, that's at
Yeah.
least a plus.
Yeah, but now like fucking Christian's got that. Anyways,
Yeah, money in the bank briefcase, but not a briefcase.
yeah, just a whatever, a stupid thing on a stupid thing that has really nothing on it in a like cheap ass faux leather portfolio with AEW embossed on it. Yeah,
You
okay,
know,
that's a real
something you can
price.
get from Staples for 15.
Probably he bought it
No,
on
that
Amazon because God forbid Tony Khan go anywhere. Yeah,
odds are he probably got a place. Not gonna.
I don't know. He's kind of trendy, so Amazon is what I'm going to say. But um, moving through the card, the tag teams. Am I surprised the elite one?
No, nor should
No.
anybody else be.
Now, I myself, I thought it was pretty good. Now, with the Bucks, and this is where like I really wanted to see more of the Bucks and the Acclaimed.
Hmm.
Personally, I don't think that adding FTR was a good move. Um, I feel like that was just kind of I know it was dumb. It was just to give them a spot on the card. And I know a lot of people now are like they've been a subject today of conversation, the elite. And I think that, a lot of people are talking about which we'll get into AEW, what happened this week. They're saying how it really kind of flopped. Now, I think personally, when you have the whole gang together,
Hmm.
and I'm talking the whole gang, I'm talking the Bucks, Kenny, Hangman Page, Marty Skrull. I'm talking the gang. You can have Cody or not, it doesn't matter. But when you have the gang pretty much there, it was magical. And New Japan their fans didn't understand that because they're like, what? This is this YouTube show from Americans. And like, we're supposed to understand and see. Hey, Dalton, thanks for stopping by.
Dalton, what up, brother?
So I don't know. What's your take on that? I mean, with New Japan, because I think that's where that kind of started, actually, was New
I
Japan
I
and
think
that.
the young Bucks are not young anymore. Stop. Call themselves the Bucks, you know, and they could run a whole the Bucks stop here. They could do any number of marketing. Don't care. I'll never get residual. Uh,
I think they've done that one before.
yeah,
My
but
favorite one was when they were feuding um with the Hardys, and they were the Bucks of Youth, as Matt Hardy had coined them. I thought that was great. I was like, oh, and I actually have a Bucks T-shirt that has, you know,
well,
um,
and kind of furthering my thought before I lose it. Um, there's still, I guess they're halting corporate takeover plot line a la 1906
mhm,
until Kenny can, at least be able to cut a promo,
mhm,
uh, which is fine that there's the stretch of that, but in terms of them being the elite, they stopped being the elite a lot.
Hmm. The elite,
You know,
the elite really ended when AEW began.
yeah, because it.
It's that last episode, and
Hmm.
it's that thing that you had that was what was it? It was I call it the shirt. I have it too. The Lonely Marty shirt where he's sitting there at a Cracker Barrel. Because if anyone watched Being the Elite, they'll know. Because there's been many a photo where they're sitting on the rocking chairs. Marty was alone and very upset. That's where that ended.
Don't worry, Dalton. We're getting to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
It-
So that was that. That's kind of that in a nutshell. But when and I'm gonna we'll go back. We'll come back to what I was gonna say. Um, but I will say I'm a little upset. I thought Tony Storm. Hey, hype. What
Right.
up? Thanks for coming by. I was gonna say I thought that Tony Storm, Mariah May, beautiful.
That should have been
When
the main event of the night. No
that
question.
that should have been. That should have been. Don't understand why.
Like the
Because that's a
finish
bigger title.
alone was so heartfelt. Like if you'd been following it along or you were just new to it, you could tell there was just so much more going on.
Mhm. She
And
slapped her mom.
yeah,
That blew me away. I was like,
Mariah May slapped her own mom because her mom was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And she just went,
yeah, whap,
"Ah."
bitch slapped her. And it was like hard. It was a hard slap. I'm like, damn, did her mother prepared for that? I'm sure that she knew that that was going to happen, but I don't
Yeah,
think she knew it was going to be that
the
hard.
fact her mom didn't leap over the barricade and whip her ass, mom knew it
Yeah.
was coming.
Hmm. Yeah, mom knew. I mean, they probably talked about it, but I don't think
But
maybe
like,
Mariah May got really excited about it and just,
Tony Storm sitting there, she's got the shoes, starts, bursts into fucking tears about the whole matter, and that's where she fucked up.
yep.
But it was good. It was a very emotional culmination to a feud that started out as a friend. The match was great. The tonality was great. There was a story to be told in that ring and even outside the ring.
Absolutely. And I think that story still is going to it's going to be
There's
there's
more.
still more to the story, and I think now because they kept showing Mina Shirakawa that's she's going to be another vital piece in that whole thing too. So
Oh,
I'm
I think
excited to see.
I kind of feel like that's not where we're gonna see that whole thing, but we'll get there. We'll get
Okay.
there.
Well, speaking of women, you cannot ignore Soraya. I
Dude,
mean,
fucking Soraya rolled up family deep.
there were a lot of extras in that, but she had family deep and
Oh no, that wasn't extras. That was cousins. That was brother. That was
holy
mom.
shit,
Like that was
really?
family. All of them.
Wow. Holy fuck. That was, I will tell you, that when she came out, right? And I know people were booing her because she's a heel, whatever, right? But I think it was great because, she is pretty much, I mean,
Is part of
she's the
British
queen.
wrestling royalty.
Yeah, she is. And that family is, So that's where it was funny to me. Now, we do get the return of Jamie Hayter, which a lot of people were saying she's going to do it. I'm happy to see her.
Yep.
A lot of people are calling her a bootleg Becky Lynch because of her hair.
Well, and that's great. I would rather be the bootleg of one of the most well-known stars in the industry than be a nobody with nothing gravitating.
Exactly. And I think that with her coming out and then, with Jamie just laying waste to the Knight family, that was great. That was
It was a
great.
lot. Like that was
It was
so
it was
good.
a lot. It was a lot. And I cannot wait to see what that feud's going to be. They've already started putting nuggets, having Hallie Cameron wrestle Jamie Hayter, so I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I want her to stay clear away from Britt Baker and let her do her own thing and run. She doesn't need Britt Baker. Britt Baker needs her. That's
Britt
my
Baker needs Britt Baker.
I don't know. Well, we'll get into that. But yes, that should have been the main event because
1000% it should have been.
What we did get as the women's main event was a shit show. Let's talk about that.
Understatement. I mean, and okay. Britt in my mind gets a little bit of a medical pass because of what she just went through, how quick she returned to how quick being into a match. I mean, she's just off a fucking mini stroke. You know, shit ain't gonna function, but she still did it. Probably because she knew, Tony Khan knew, Monet needed somebody there. Needed a body that they would recognize. Okay. And, you know, I will give her that. But in that condition, you know, fresh off injury, fresh off medical, you're having to call the match and do the work for a good portion of the time against somebody who is medically cleared, trained, and has been hyped up so goddamn much it's not even funny with a rocket strapped in her vagina. You know, this is a problem to me. Not the rocket in the vagina. I'm sure that makes people happy, but there was no reason Britt Baker should have been controlling that match. They should have had it out, done a good job, walked away. It should have been the match of the paper, match of the night. What we got was not it.
No, it's probably the worst match of the whole show, if you want to be honest. And even if you want to add in the pre-show, yeah, it's probably
Still, the pre-show was better, and that was so
Yeah.
last minute looked at what.
Yeah. Now, what I got out of it was there were so many different spots where you could tell the two of them just can't stand each other
Oh
because they
yeah,
were kind of bitches to each other. And I'm kind of like, yo, you know what? I don't, as a consumer and watching this, I don't need to see your fucking junior high drama
well,
instead of like good wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sitting here like, this is the same woman, Britt Baker, that had fucking issue with Thunder Rosa. Okay. And I'm sitting back like, maybe you're the one who's the bitch, you know? But I've always said that, but that's just my opinion. But I don't know. I just was like, this isn't necessary. It's going on longer than it should go on. And, you know, I feel like it was a waste of time.
I will disagree with you on that. There should be some emotive point of, you know, this has to be a bitter feud. That is what they have built this on. You know, Monet came in and the new hotness. Well, Baker was virtually, you know, sidelined on medical for her to come back and go, "What the fuck are you doing? You don't run this house. This is my house."
But even if Britt Baker was not on medical,
Yeah.
okay.
If that wasn't there,
Yeah.
but if you include it in, it makes some level of sense, and there should be that because, you know, if you don't have that level of why are you doing this, then, you know, you can have the greatest wrestling in the world, but if you've got no story, why does anybody give a fuck, right? You know, and vice versa. If you suck in the ring and you can't wrestle and you're there starting feuds, it doesn't matter how great you are on the mic, you still suck. Got to have some competency of both.
Yeah.
You know, and when it comes to, you know, Monet has no excuse. You should be able to cut a 15-minute promo without question, run a 30-odd minute match without looking like complete ass. And it should be never a question for her. She's far too long in her fucking career and had way too much money thrown at her by various companies to be this bad this late in the game.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, and Britt Baker wasn't exactly a household name until the original All In. Nobody knew who cared who the fuck she was.
Yeah,
For the
but when
most
you
part.
look at the original All In, though, there was an obvious superstar in the ring.
Yeah.
Tessa Blanchard. Okay.
Tessa, absolutely. Who is,
And
which minor update before I forget,
mhm,
is training. She is looking to go back on the road. So I don't know if there's conversations, but I know she's back in the business, whether some of y'all like it or not.
mhm,
Tough shit.
yep. And I'm going to say this. If Tessa Blanchard didn't have that reputation, she would have been the first woman signed to AEW
If
without
not,
a doubt.
I don't
No,
think AEW would have had a shot.
um,
Nope.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because then you have to think of, because that's when she was with Daga, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm?
So, I mean, they could have been like a package deal of some sort or whatever. But I feel like with her, she would have done it because, a lot of those guys and gals that were there, she's been working with for a long time on the indies.
At
So,
that same
it,
side, look who her family is. They would have told her, go with the smart money. Your long term career is
yeah,
better.
yeah. But I don't know because I don't think that she, because you have Charlotte Flair. What are you going to do with another person who's like a legacy? Because I think they were too high on the horsewomen. And that's
That's
where,
ex- and that would have been the smart money to bring her ass in and break that shit up in a heartbeat.
yeah, Ronda should have broken it up with fucking
Ronda got
Shayna
did
Baszler.
Ronda got done dirty by the fans.
Yeah.
Like, but at that same side, Ronda also had to walk in like stay that way. And even Cena could tell you it's not that easy.
No, no, it's not.
He was hated for fucking years before anybody got behind
I
him,
know.
even with the hustle, loyalty, and respect shit.
Yeah. And then when he comes back, everyone's, oh, I'm like, you were the same people that said Cena sucks.
Yeah.
How fickle. How fickle. Yeah. And it's like that's how I feel about Phil. Their fans, he abandoned you. He abandoned the WWE. He said he was not going to go back, right? What a fucking liar.
Well,
Lies. And what's his quote?
what is it?
Tell me
Tell me
when I'm
when I'm
telling
telling
lies.
lies. Well,
Yeah,
to be
seriously.
fair, and this is true of the business. Never say never, right?
It's my
Look at Cody Rhodes. Okay, he
well, Cody.
Stardust. He went fuck this, fuck you. Went on his own, worked his ass off, started the opposition, and then quit the opposition.
Well, I think that had he not, and it's not been said by either one. So I think that there was something signed
Mm,
that they can't talk, either one can't talk about it. But I really have a feeling, and this is why Tony Khan is so bitter with certain people, that I feel that he um pretty much was like, you know what? I don't like what you're doing because Cody, I really feel was like the last stand of this is not what we were going to do. This is not what this is supposed to be like. Right. And he tried so hard. And it got to the point where it's like, Tony, I don't know if it was the cocaine talking, snow,
uh, well,
or
and
what, but yeah.
I think what would make more sense to me,
Mhm.
really, is that there is nothing, and that Cody has worked himself above that, and he is above that. He
But
knows
he
better.
says, like people will ask him, and I believe Chris Van Vliet asked him, and he says, I'm not going to talk about that. But,
Just just because he says he's not going to talk about it,
no. Well, no.
contractual obligation.
But when people ask Tony Khan about it, he doesn't say anything. He'll like revert it to something else. So
Well,
go
that's
ahead.
fair. I mean, there could be a point where, Bill got friends.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to hurt them. He doesn't need,
No.
what's the point? He's
Mhm.
busy living his best life in the ever got, doing everything his daddy wished he could have done.
Mhm.
He is the Rhodes that brought home the title.
Mhm.
It wasn't Dustin, wasn't any other. He was the one that brought it home.
Mhm.
And, there was a point where it could have been Dustin,
Yeah.
old Dustin, or when he was the natural Dustin.
Mhm.
There was 12 different ways it could work out, but he's the one who came back for legitimately legacy.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there. But I did wanna even say too,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of Dustin, um, Dustin two belts
No.
over there, ROH,
Yeah.
you know. But I do like this Texas horseman kind of thing with the Von Erichs and Sammy Guevara. I think that Sammy Guevara and Dustin actually looked really good together. They had a good
Yeah.
chemistry. And what I liked, and this was my criticism, always has been about Sammy Guevara, he's very botchy, right? He looked really smooth and controlled. Like it's like he matured. I mean, and he wasn't doing anything that was like out of the like what the fuck are you doing, man? And that was awesome to
Well,
see
when
that.
the head trainer is your tag team partner,
Yeah.
there's clearly been the conversation of, look, if we're gonna do this, we gotta unfuck you a little bit, or
Mhm.
we're not gonna make it.
But he also too, I think now, because he has a child now. Okay.
Yeah,
And I think because he's always saying in interviews, I'm one CTE away from not being able to do this shit. Right. And so he's kind of started now to really adapt. And I'm thinking that that probably really set in with him. And
yeah,
I'm like, hey, that's pretty fucking awesome. So,
and yeah. I mean, good on him. If fatherhood is the motivation, a better person, God damn it, so be it.
yep, so be it. So be it.
Yep.
Um, Going back into All In, um,
Can we just
I
call it
wanted,
all, huh?
yeah, I know. One of the things I didn't bring it up yet, but we had talked
Okay.
about the Bucks. I'm gonna take it back to the Bucks. Um, I noticed that both Nicholas and Matthew on their Instagrams had made like little like video montages
Yes.
about kind of the whole thing and how it's gone full circle. Obviously, they showed a lot of the original one, and it was like really nostalgic, and they were feeling the nostalgia. Okay, and I am like, honestly, I'm pretty sure that that's always a conversation with the founding fathers of AEW, so to speak.
I'm sure that
That,
conversation happens cross company.
Mhm, yeah, and even people who aren't even in the company. I know this for a fact,
Hmm?
and it's interesting because the gist of it is this this is just not the same in the
Even
same
with that
vein.
video package, I noticed something a little different.
What did you notice?
It focused a lot on the first, but pretty much neglected the majority of everything.
Hmm.
That tells you something. Either
Yeah.
means there wasn't something worth telling,
Hmm.
or it wasn't worth showing.
Yeah. I think really it's they're at the point now. And I know everyone's always, oh, they booked themselves in that spot. Okay, I don't know who the hell you people are who watch AEW, okay, or not. If there's anybody booking anybody, it's Tony Khan. It's
Yeah,
his way or the highway.
Tony
It's
Khan
yeah.
controls the book.
Yeah. So
Platinum.
to say the Bucks did that, that's bullshit because it's all Tony Khan. So with if he doesn't want Ricky Starks to wrestle because, oh my God, he's friends with Cody Rhodes. Oh, he's the enemy. Then you know what? Whatever, so be it, you know? But I think that I've always said it, and I've said it on episode 1 before, that, you know, um, that original All In, man, that there was a feeling in that. There was a magic. There was a feeling that was there. You know, yeah, there's some problematic, you know, Joey Ryan's in there. That should have told you right there something was not right with him.
Mhm.
With all the penis druids, that was too much. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I like when there's a match that I never want you
Hmm.
to where he did the whole penis druids thing, and then somebody did the whole vagina druids thing
Oh,
just to insult him.
oh wow.
It was in the UK. It's
The
something you
use.
never want to see.
Okay, I don't want to see. Okay,
Yeah, you don't want to
I
see.
will. Yeah, I will hard pass on that. But you know, I
Mm.
mean, when you look at it, everybody who participated in that show, everybody, even the referees, the fucking ring crew, like everybody, there was a certain camaraderie, and because everyone wanted the same thing.
Mm.
And I think that that's where it gets lost. It's sad that they have to call that pay-per-view All In, because it's not,
They don't
because
have to.
everybody was all in. This now it's like, yeah, no, you don't have everybody all in. You know, there's nothing to believe in. That was something for people to believe in,
Well, and
you know?
who is really going all in? I mean, all in is a term, that denotes the idea that you were taking everything that you have and you were putting it into one shot. When
Hmm.
the truth of the matter is, it's not that anymore. So all
No.
in was the wrestlers funding a show, going all in on their talents and their mutual respect of each other to make something nobody'd ever seen before.
Mhm.
Which,
And
yeah,
going back to it too, like they were so shocked that that thing sold out in less than 10 minutes, because they were worried about, man, what if nobody buys a ticket or anything? And those tickets were so sought after too. And, you
see, this
know, I
is one of
mean,
those moments where hype is probably spinning in his fucking chair because he's my all in, my all elite guy. He's been hot on it.
yeah. But I tell you, All In is one of those ones, like I said, it was very special.
Like they don't
And
have to. They could keep a hold on that copyright because obviously they need to the footage,
mhm,
right? They don't have to keep calling it all in. They could come up with any number of fucking things they wanted to. Completely.
yeah, All Out is better because, yeah, you know,
Hero, much
Kiro,
love.
welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh boy,
Oh,
Kiro has news for us. Well, you know what? We're going to shift gears and we're
uh,
going to talk a little bit of this NXT
Hero,
thing.
why don't you tell us news real quick? Or
Yeah, tell us some
you tell
news.
us news. We'll talk about NXT real quick.
Yeah.
So,
So, did you?
uh,
What?
oh,
Oh, oh,
oh,
breaking news. Breaking news. Whatever,
does
no,
it?
that news, yeah, thing.
Hmm.
Oh, this is some tea. Hold on.
So, cocaine doesn't
Tell
own
me more.
AEW anymore?
Tell me. The snowman. Remember? Do you want to build
No,
a
man.
snowman? Yeah. Hmm.
Which, ooh,
Season your meat for that. Really,
sorry, I had to
Dalton.
season.
That
Wow.
could be really bad. Yeah, I read it wrong.
This is not the group of people you want to say that
Say
around.
that too.
Ah,
This is not the audience.
has control.
Oh, okay. Hold on here. TK technically doesn't own AEW anymore. He has control of the new owner's stocks and is
Mm,
owner in the sense that he has access to the stocks.
interesting. So I'm
What does this all
assuming
mean?
this means that Daddy probably yanked his dick back into reality.
Oh!
Oh
Oh!
fucking god, baby!
Okay, Kiro, hot news. AEW is now owned by a company that is owned by one Shane Brandon McMahon.
Well, fuck me sideways.
Oh, yeah.
That explains that phone call.
That explains that photo.
Oh, that was the
Yee.
I'm your new boss.
Yeah. Daddy's
Oh,
tired of funding money out, and it's a big loserville. Yeah. Wow. So
that
what are
is
our
legit.
feelings? That is very legit. How are we feeling about this?
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Oh, I only know because I'm invested for 2% of AEW privately.
True.
You go.
Talked about this before.
You go. You go. We
It,
have talked about this before. And I'm wondering if
it's
it's
good.
true that what you said, Digi, is Daddy not wanting to fund this anymore?
I don't think he is. Because look at the operating costs in this
Mhm.
the shows and ticket prices to operating costs for everything he's putting in and how little he's getting out. Uh, Daddy knows his money is not going to be made. You know, it takes a wrestling company a long time to really start earning. You can't just walk in and make money.
No, the part of the thing I think is one of the issues that they have is that you're trying to compete with a big gun, and it should only be painfully obvious that if you can't even fill a quarter of some of these arenas,
Yeah,
then that's a problem. So maybe you need to go downscale and be like how ROH was, smaller venues, you know, and whatever. Oh, Kira says, no, the ownership Shane bought from the confusing email I got as
mm,
an equity holder was the remainder of the WBD
mm.
responsibilities to AEW.
Yeah. So essentially, the if I understand right, what that means is that the outstanding shares of the company from Daddy got taken over by the new company. Think I got that right. I'm a little old when it comes to my stock knowledge if it doesn't come from
I
Gordon
don't know
Gekko.
anything about stocks, so I have no idea. Yeah, no idea. No clue. Because,
I hope
like
that's the
here,
case.
we don't know about contracts. We don't know about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
it's
know in terms of, the main bread and butter of Daddy's money with it.
nope.
And I
I
can almost
believe it happens.
guarantee that Gene's hand on the product is gonna lower these outrageous, stupid fucking contracts. The product is going to get unfucked. Um, because
Oh,
Shane
wait.
McMahon,
Both Shane and TK equally legally have 51%. Shane is the owner of the stocks, with TK being the one in control of the stocks.
that that is a very weird thing, but it is essentially a co-ownership of the 51% majority.
Yeah,
So they
that's
have
too
to
much.
work together or shit ain't gonna go.
Hmm.
Because Shane could, as the owner of the stocks, I believe has the right of first
Mm,
in terms of selling off, etc. While Tony can use them in terms of seating board members, things of that nature, their exercise use.
mhm. Interesting.
Uh,
Fascinating.
I think I got that right, but that's I'm not qualified to give stock advice.
Yeah. Don't look here. I can barely do math. I
I mean,
know I'm Asian. I don't fit
either
the system.
way, the fact that, Shane, who sat under the learning tree, love him or hate him for being the pervert that he is, that, and to me, he just invested 45 million into is just a cash
Investment, an
investment.
agreement to manage talent, present and future on a first call basis.
Ooh,
Hmm. Hmm.
that is interesting.
Endeavor,
Endeavor.
meaning William Morris, aka Endeavor.
Oh no.
I think something might get folded into something.
Maybe.
I think, yeah,
I mean,
wouldn't be surprised.
it could be on the table.
Mhm.
Definitely gonna make shit interesting.
Mhm.
Because one is a bigger financial success than the other.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of news.
Ooh, that is a lot of news.
Hey,
Ooh.
Hero, I'm going to talk about your job for a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about your job.
Uh-uh. So
Hmm.
imagine my surprise. Anthem just sold 3%. They're not.
Oh.
So who's now majority stake of TNA? But it ain't worth. But I mean, no, because that doesn't work well. It didn't work well because companies weren't competing on the same level. If it,
No,
hmm,
no. They're trying to do that with Tuesday, October the 1st. That's what they're
and
trying to do.
ain't
Okay.
gonna work.
Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna
Because
work.
you've got one thing that just happened and the other thing that is happening. Fucking Joe Hendry
Oh, no
is
clue. All I know is Endeavor owns the majority of the TNA streaming service.
okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they can put it to better use. Maybe they can do something with that because TNA right now has sold out a lot of fucking shows.
Mm-hmm.
And in no small part to Joe Hendry. And to a degree, Jordan Gray. And now we have a third name who looks like she's going to have a long-term program cross company. Because here we are Tuesday night. Wendy Chu's got a somebody who is a mystery challenger, as it were. She points out, and by God, did I call it? Oh, that could be
Oh,
interesting.
yes.
We will leave that. That is not something down here.
Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, no. Mm.
Just yeah. But
Yeah.
that being said, we saw Rosemary come out. And while she didn't win the match, Wendy got in the sleeper move, put down her rival, and then Rosemary cut a promo back on the backstage interview, which was to those of us who watch TNA know that Courtney is fucking badass. But you had main roster WWE stars putting her ass over like crazy. So that being said, because it was implied there's more to come. And one of the things I said when Jordan Grace showed up on NXT was that Jordan Grace had showed up and Wendy Chu had turned all dark. Is that Wendy Chu and DK a natural pairing, and I want to see it.
Somebody said that on episode 1, and lo and behold,
I'm
again,
more
we can't
fucking
prove.
excited than ever.
Whoa, we can't prove it, but again, once again, Thursday Night Chaser has booked a show. Okay, where's our flowers? Just saying. Oh, Kiro says my
Yeah,
dynamic. Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and that the stocks definitely make a change in how things are done. You know,
Mhm.
we are getting some very specific, awesome. Sure enough, we're being considerate of
Yes.
not like it's one thing to go into what we're opening. We're not going to talk openly about the rest of it, but Kiro, we need to have a backstage discussion. I feel like we know things, you know things. It could be interesting. I don't even know what that emoji is. It
I know.
looks
What
like
is that
one.
emoji? It looks like a flying piece of toast.
I it,
I don't know. That's too tiny for me. I don't.
that
I,
is a little figurey dude doing this.
oh, is it? I thought it was flying a flying piece of toast.
I mean, it could be,
I
could
don't
be.
know. Remember, this is gonna date me, but remember there was that screensaver that was the flying toasters.
That was my favorite screensaver for the
That was
longest time.
amazing. I know. I know. That totally dates us. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that means that we're old as fuck. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what that means.
Or the
So,
maze that
cheers.
repeatedly drew itself.
Oh, I didn't like that. That was creepy.
Gotta sneak you guys.
It bored me
Dude,
one day. You know, I could see it now. They're like, "Oh God, that bitch."
I, you know,
Like
I
Cole
would,
Cabana isn't here.
I believe you me, brother. You let us know. We will gladly do justice because we've got, like, I could tell you for a fact, TNA in my mind, and I've said this before, so you know it's not just me bandwagoning. I have loved TNA forever and a day. You know, I'm the guy that goes, you know, our truth got a boost to his career by being in TNA. You know, all of these people you're
Hmm.
so hot on are TNA alumni.
Yeah.
You know, I recognized in the theme music, I watched them. Fucking Joe Hendry and Brian Myers. Holy shit, a good match. You know, the Ash by Elegance and Jordan Grace uh, by Elegance match. Oh, well, shit.
Well, shit.
Uh, yes, sir. I mean, cheers to that, my man.
French fries up. Homemade French fries to boot. Hmm.
Like TNA has been on fire. They've been selling out shows left and fucking right. They are getting, you know, people like to make the statement, well, TNA isn't getting anything out of this. Bullshit. Some of their prime, biggest long term stars are getting shine out the ass. You know, their product is getting shine like you wouldn't believe, even with, you know, their biggest problem is TV. You know, they have the product, their product is fucking amazing. They need to be more accessible to the general public. But even with this problem, their partnership, I mean, he damn well better not.
Will not lose to Ethan Page. No, and I don't. I honestly, I think that I'm of the tribe that is like, if he doesn't beat Ethan Page,
Well,
why the fuck are you even doing that kind of shit? And especially how over Joe Hendry is. I mean,
and
they've
he
got
is.
people
Like,
who
he
were at
is
major pay per
fucking over.
views with the signs that says Joe Hendry or his big fucking head thing
One
at
dude
those.
went out of his way to make a movable sign based around his fucking video package. Centric.
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
he was asking people would be a good way to make the hands. Like it Joe Hendry is over in not one company but two.
I want to say his name and he appears.
I definitely love to, you know, get that on because I can't. thank the guy enough because I know he's got an agreement. He said as much to where he can do a lot of his training and stuff out of the WWE Performance Center and be kind of that.
Oh, Michael's the scared. If
Yes,
Henry doesn't win it, yes,
he's not wrong.
nope,
He's not wrong.
no, they would riot. They would
And
riot so
it would be,
hard.
if they're gonna do it, you got a guy who's already in agreement between both companies. And if he does this, it will be unprecedented. They say in the wrestling business, you can never do something
Mhm.
original.
Yep.
WWE, WWF, WWF has never had their belt won and defended or dealt with on another company's television. Never.
My hope, okay,
Mhm.
is Ethan Page gonna cross back over because that's not unfamiliar territory over there.
No.
No,
Ethan Page he did spend what, about a year over there?
I thought it was more. Oh yes, this is eventually gonna lead. Yes, to
Yes.
Ethan Page versus
And
Josh
that.
Alexander. That's what I was about to say.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
God damn it! And I hope after that they fucking reunite the North for a little bit.
you
God
know what
damn.
I want to see? And I'm throwing this out into the I've gotten part one, I want part three.
Mhm.
Part two is I want Jessica Havoc. I want that woman get a shine put so far up her ass she rockets to the moon for every good thing she's ever done in her life.
Yeah.
Then I want Abyss to come out of retirement once. Because that is because you can't bring in Crazy Steve because Crazy Steve, but those three are the Decay that can still go that aren't problematic. I would love to see them show up, add Wendy Chu to the mix,
Mm-hmm.
and you have them fucking run roughshod over both companies for a while. Because let me tell you what, when there was that nice little war with the Hardys and Decay, that was great fucking.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that so much. Like my TNA heart is so full, as and I actually put, because we have a podcast that they're really, but we are all having that, like, because I brought up the whole TNA thing because
Oh, did you? I hate to tell you, but
what.
Mr. Parks has said there's only one man who can get him to unretire, and he doesn't think it will happen.
Okay, give me a name. I
Oh, yeah,
I can tell you right now. That's
yeah,
all I'll say. I will
yeah,
do this
yeah. I'm
because
nodding.
I uh, and maybe I'm wishing too much and I'm thinking highly about, fan booking, but I could tell you right now, Mr. Parks is an amazing performer and I think he knows what's coming. And I am sure that AJ sees money. I mean, he wouldn't really have to take a bump. He would just have to show up and do the month. That would be the scariest fucking thing he could. But yeah, I mean, I really hope. I hope upon hope. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I know he did. You could fucking tell that it was cut short, and it was because of bad creative, because the fans were invested. No, WWE ran that shit with Elias, which is virtually a fucking identical.
mm-mm.
The difference is Mr. Parks made it work. Not throwing shade at Elias, Not at all. Great performer, great at what he does. You know, complete respect, but he's not Joseph Parks. And I think that could be interesting is having AJ do a nice little feud with, you know, checking on him, those two gals, and whoever he can find, which could be the current tag team champions. Like, I could fantasy book for fucking ever, and I probably shouldn't because I'm getting all giddy, and that's not cool.
Well,
Supposed to be the color commentator of this group,
no, it's okay.
but to
No.
be said, a lot of fan reactions because would do you honestly think we should do match predictions? Think that would be worthwhile us talking?
Mm,
I mean, because we had some things, but I would listen to you above all else.
Yep.
You know, because
Mm,
you have been with us for a long time, even before me. You have more
mm,
long term than I do.
yeah.
I
See,
mean,
I told Marsh, I said, you know, if you start talking TNA, yeah.
I told him,
I'm
I
like,
fucking
Carol
told
be
him,
around a lot. Come on. Hey, yeah. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, you just don't.
TNA is my shit
Ah,
since
with
forever.
Bash, that's not our show,
Doesn't matter.
technically.
We're the
I
one that
know it
shows
doesn't
up.
matter, but I'm trying to keep it on brand. Trying to
Okay,
keep it on brand, you
but
know.
here's the thing,
But
and we're gonna say this. I'm going to say this, producer Digi. Okay,
okay.
if that's what the fans want, then that's what the fans will get. And if they want to do their own prediction, cool. It's not like we always agree on everything, any capacity.
Hmm.
You know? Okay.
Yeah.
Bash can have no mercy implications. Absolutely.
Yeah. True. True. Okay. I don't. Okay. Let's take a
No,
peek
no,
here.
he okay. You are
Okay. We'll take a
1000%.
peeky.
I, I already know the card. I will be watching.
Well, I don't because I haven't been. I've been a little busy. Hold on.
Oh, I
Which
got
one do
you.
you want to do first?
Let's start with the women's tag because I think that's going to have the biggest
Wait, no.
impact.
Which show so I can pull up the.
Bash in Berlin.
Okay, hold on. Let me do that.
Because Bash in Berlin can impact the No Mercy quite a bit. And I think the women's match would have the biggest impact in terms of matches. Because the women's tag titles defended on all three brands.
Yes. All right. Let me see here. Uh, I really don't want Bianca and Jade to win the tag
The
again.
the current thing that's been going on is Owl Fire and Island Dawn along with Blair Davenport, or as I knew her, B Priestley, hashtag Top Guy Jean, and Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. And that's been kind of the running gag between the two. Um, I agree with you. I think Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill need to take a loss. It needs to be unclean, dirty, because, you know, Alba Fire and Nyla Dawn, I love to death, their current heels, you know. And the longer they have it on, that is part of your link to NXT,
Mhm.
which I think that's the next set of defenses needs to go down to NXT because it's been recently locked to Friday night. And they just did Mondays not long ago. But I could see them. But if you put it on Belair and Cargill again, I think it's just going to go back to Mondays, Fridays because those two don't really do NXT, and I think they should. But I don't think they should do it now. I think they need some singles time or maybe some tag time to get some Spurs involved.
I thought Bianca Belair was pregnant.
Maybe. I had heard such a thing. I don't know if she's far along to where it can make a medical issue. Because if she is,
She,
then they're definitely not winning.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Unless they
I
freebird it and then Naomi steps in for Jade, which would make sense because, well, they put Jade out on TV. Something we said, was going to take some time. They have to unfuck the bad training. Is she ready entirely? No. Her
but
matches are
then
still very Goldberg-esque.
look at where she's going. She's going up to the Nightmare Factory.
Yes.
Ricky joined her recently.
Yes.
That's not unfucking her training.
Well, no, her wrestling training is fine. It's everything else that's the problem.
Well, I don't know. She just is not good on the mic. She just is. She has the warmth
Right.
of a snow pea, and I
Right.
mean it. Yeah,
It's,
it's yeah.
she's got the
Not to be
look.
a face. No.
No, no, just in general, she's got the look. Can go. She plays a good strong woman, a la Beth Phoenix, uh,
Yeah.
and the China. So she plays that line by post
Oh,
double.
it's probably because she was trained by post double concussion.
You know,
Kind of
I
thing.
agree with that entirely. I think
No, no, because
no.
also, well, that's when she was in AW, but you know where she came out of? The Nightmare Factory.
Yeah,
So blame QT Marshall.
well, and that's changed. She had to get unfucked. While she may spend a little time, the women generally, if they need retraining or training, they send them to uh, Natalia. They send their asses up to the dungeon. She's played anyone?
Oh,
Love it.
Jesus. Yeah.
Hero's just
So,
letting them know.
oh, I know. So I'm going to skip around because there's one I want to talk about, but
Mhm.
I really feel that Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, that better fucking go that way.
I
I just
think they need
can't
to lose.
really. I just can't stand Liv Morgan. I just can't right now. I just
I
can't.
love Liv Morgan. We're going to be on opposite sides of this. I can tell you exactly why I love Liv.
Okay.
Is she was the chick that never got a shot. When she got a shot, her momentum got pulled by Mickey. And
Yeah.
here she is,
Hmm.
fucking women's champion. She's over without question.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that needs to carry over. Dom is the first heel in the business to turn more heel, which
Yeah.
talk about a natural in the fucking business, that kid.
Like, how can you do that?
Like, they need to
Oh yeah,
lose
Damien and Rhea Ripley's
dirty.
been single star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to lose dirty. Judgment Andy's involved in these shenanigans all around.
Yeah.
Have to
Oh
fucking lose.
yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
Damien is being pushed as a single star. Rhea, this is currently her bag, but I think she's going to end up bailing on this
Hmm.
when there starts to be a little bit more because their female division, their women's division, is about to expand tremendously. With Julia, with Stephanie, Delta, you know. Well,
you know, what Kiro said, I know Dominic is actually Ray's son, but why does he actually look like Eddie Guerrero?
because he makes her
Well,
look as reminiscent thereof. It's
I've always thought that.
by
Like, why does he
design.
look like Eddie?
It's by design. I mean, it really just took little superficial things before we thought of Eddie Guerrero, and I think that also something
No,
that is very
physically.
important. Oh no,
Physically.
physically he looks like his mom.
Well,
Um, but yeah, I can see that, and a lot of it is because the way he does his facial hair, the way he
mhm,
carries his swagger with character. Because
yeah.
this kid grew up at the feet of fucking greatness, not just his dad, but everybody else that knows the business. He's done an amazing job of translating that into a newer audience. You know, when he finally turns face, the fan reaction is gonna go 100 fucking 8. And everybody knows that. There's a reason he gets so much time. There's a reason they hand his ass a mic. Yeah, make what do you want to bet that's the finish? What do you want to fucking bet that's the finish? That would be so good. Or instead of
Really?
him doing it, fucking Liv does it. That would be
Oh,
hot.
yeah.
Like, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, Gianna or Liv is a very nice person. Just chicken. She has a YouTube channel. That's how I know about the chicken. She's actually a very sweet lady. But in terms of character, she is being that bitch that swoops in, promising all the niceties in somebody's ear.
Mhm.
That smacks himself with a chair, tosses it to Libby, tosses it to Rhea. Rhea gets blamed by Priest. You know, that
Makes
that
sense.
makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of this thing is you're checking it. She's that character you saw a guy who, was obviously being in what she terms as mistreated. When
Mm-hmm.
she saw something in him that was so much better, she ingratiated herself and she swooped right the fuck in while she wasn't there. You
Yeah.
know, Dom as a whole was a part of this group, and Liv was instrumental in Judgment Day regaining their momentum. And rather than Rhea going, you know what, fucking hate to admit it, but she's got a point. Maybe we need to pull her into the fold. It became about ego, and that's been the Judgment Day are not wrong in what they're saying. You know, there was never supposed to be a leader, and yet Rhea and fucking Damien just get into the whole line of taking control. And that's a problem to them because that's not what they were relied upon. And now you have Prince Devitt, or whatever the fuck we're going to call him, who originally formed the Bullet Club, who is now not necessarily the leader, but he is a guiding voice in the Judgment Day. Like the Bullet Club. Hmm. But,
Mm.
but, for life.
Oh, man.
Just saying,
Yeah.
the Bullet Club was not a face faction. They only got over with people because they were the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And everyone loved that.
and that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
looking for now. I mean, you're looking at a
Mm-hmm.
woman who saved that. You're looking at the guy that discarded Carlito, whose main event is all get out.
Mm-hmm.
JD McDonough. People could say a lot of shit, but when they watch him fucking work, sells his ass off, and he still makes a good comeback. JD in the Irish wrestling scene, and now I'm kind of this is my DIY moment because I'm very big into the Irish wrestling. JD McDonough can fucking go and then some. He is a champion without question. They haven't really put a lot of shine on his name in WWE, but that's fine, and he's okay with that because no matter what match he's in, especially with Damian Priest, my God, he makes everything look great and devastating.
I have a question.
Okay.
How come JD
Okay.
McDonough gets a pass when he was one of the wrestlers
Mm.
that that from that UK scene, the whole scene with underage, well, it was of age in the country, right?
Mm.
Why does he get a pass?
Well, here's the thing. At that time, it was of age. That was country appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not like some individuals who were obviously sexually abusive and working under that age of consent. Because ages of consent are where a lot of this came from. The I'm just saying, I'm not giving him a pass. I'm just explaining you the process.
Technically lied
That
about some
too.
of the details as well. So there's that.
Yes. Right.
I know,
Because
but I just
I'm
get
I'm
mad
I'm just
'cause
getting there. It's much in the same way as what they did to the one true villain. Okay. The accuser was not giving the full story. There was a lot of bullshit and there was a lot of unknowns. And, you know, in terms of, and it's the same way I would describe, Marty's issue. There was a lot of things that weren't known, a lot of things where there was assumption of age and assumption of a lot of things. This is a similar line. JD, in terms of case scene, was right up there with Marty in terms of having a name that was worth punishing. Right. Austin
yeah.
Theory was another one. Some of these
That's
guys
another
have got a
one.
yeah, like they would forgive
TJP
themselves.
has a
Yep.
pass. You know,
Well,
it's okay. Justin Roberts, that's another one.
here's the
It's
thing.
okay.
It's not necessarily an okay process. It, you know, it is an entitlement by Western culture to tell other people how they should do things.
Mhm.
Like, if the age of consent is one thing, and that age is reached, and that person is consenting, is one thing.
Yeah.
It's another when where you are at, you know the rules. It's like an American businessman flying to Thailand so they can fuck a underage kid. That's wrong. That's wrong where they're from. That's wrong in Thailand. That's one thing. Whereas some cultures view a younger age of different. It was these Western voices with no concept of anything outside of their own bubble that turned a lot of these things unnecessary.
Well,
You know,
now it's become, as we all know, a completely different story
right?
with it. And that's where I just am like, man, you know, like it just, yeah, I just get mad because,
The Me Too
it's like,
movement was originally given the idea to take people who were legitimately sexual predators and exposing them. The problem is there were individuals who used that situation to not necessarily out anyone, but to give themselves a social pat on the back at the expense of others. There were plenty of people that were accused that who were not predators, who those details omitted were very important, like them lying about their age, fake ID, not being allowed in the place in the first fucking place, completely consenting, and then all of a sudden going, oh no, because it was like Enzo Amore was a, uh, yeah, I do know about JD's
yeah,
case, and you're 100% correct. Uh, the lady lied about a lot of fucking details. She got called out. JD said nothing except when she finally admitted it, because she admitted it because other people did the dirty work. Because if he's a scumbag, he's a scumbag. It's like Joey Ryan,
yeah,
dead to
that
right.
is a predator.
Right.
Chase and Rants, okay, convicted.
Yep. Yep.
That's a predator.
Right. And that's really kind of the point of the whole thing. And we're saying this because not hindsight is 2020, because you were two of those people observing, who knew some of these people involved, that this was not the case of what was happening. I mean, hell, yeah, for not Gary Lawler, holy shit. The level of skeletons in that guy's closet. Holy.
Yeah. There's others too. There's
Oh,
others
yeah.
too. There's
There's
a lot
others.
of others.
I will say the statement that has been said to a lot of those people you consider your nostalgic favorites shouldn't be your nostalgic base.
Exactly. Who would have thought that Hulk Hogan was a racist when I was a kid?
I could have
Hulkamania?
fucking told you that.
Well, you know,
I never
when you're
liked
a
him.
kid, you're oblivious to that. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
there's.
That's what I was thinking too. Mhm. Mhm.
mm,
Mhm.
I mean, we're kind of in an odd side topic, but and I'm not saying that some sexual predators were not out. I'm not saying there wasn't some modicum of good, but at the same time, for every guilty person that was guilty and needed to be called out as a broken step in a level of community, there was another 5 other guys who got fucked right there over the coals and lost their career and had to either rebuild the ground up or walk away entirely. And it, I bring
Yeah,
up
I mean,
Enzo Amore, like whether you like him or not. Okay, fact of the matter is he got done fucking dirty. He lost his entire career in wrestling for the longest time because some chick claimed he did a bunch of things, lied about a lot of things. He didn't say a word. He waited, sued the girl for defamation, absolutely fucking won the case, and then he felt to talk about it. But at the time, even though he showed them proof, they still released him for the sake of the company's visibility. Is he ever going to get that shot again? Probably not. Is he showing up in other companies? Absolutely, because he at least did the right way.
mhm.
Yeah, well,
Good question.
James Ellsworth is a different animal. Um, just because, much like everybody else, some of the accusations were completely false, got proven false. Um, that much I know to be true. I can only speak for a couple. Um, I will admit, and I can only talk about it now. James Ellsworth now is with a. Yeah, he also has a really great manager, which Enzo was doing his own shit, and that's different. But I know where James Ellsworth is now. The lady with is a former wrestler, really nice. That's all I can say about her from the few conversations that I've had. James has always been nice to me from the conversations that I had. Do I know anything personally about it? No. I just know that some of the accusations were completely false. But that was the other thing that came out of the Me Too idea, that false allegations disprove correct ones.
Mhm.
There are some people that took advantage of a situation for the sake of getting attention, and that
Mhm.
cost a lot of people a lot of good. Yep.
I can tell you guys for a fact TNA has a blacklist, and the only I'm agree with being on it since I last saw it is Matt Riddle.
Yeah. And you would
Is
not be
is
wrong.
is my friend with the umbrella? Is he on the blacklist?
I have heard yes.
I'm just curious. Really,
I have heard yes. But I also know that list, there have been a few pushbacks on that
I'm just
list.
it just kills me because I mean
Yeah.
50
See,
50. Yeah,
yeah.
I want
He's
it to
one
be
of those
60
names
40.
people. Well,
Yeah.
some of the people that have pushed back on that list, and Hero can tell you if I'm full of shit. He's pretty much going to confirm what I know right now. There are certain individuals that are in a higher up position within TNA that push back when it comes to certain very select individuals, and that the umbrella guy is one of them.
But the umbrella guy is money.
Right,
Ah, yes. Yes. But it's money.
right.
And
But
it's like I mean if they're going by what it's turned into, which is a game of
Anthem
telephone.
scared of losing product. They're not wrong. But
I know.
the
I
fact
know.
is Anthem does listen to some of these people who step up for other people. It's just a matter of who.
Yeah.
It used to be if Scott Demore said one thing, that's the way it was. Scott Demore's not there because he tried
Mhm.
to exercise his capabilities.
Yeah. Well,
And now you have another Canadian promotion with a shit ton of history. So
well, all I know is that, you know, I mean, my thing is
if
it's
it's
turned into something else that it's not even true. And
if
it just bothers me. It
if it's gonna
bothers me.
happen, it requires a bigger company puts their name behind it. It needs to be a TNA, AEW, WWE. If one of these three companies pick him up, that will shift the public narrative completely.
Yeah.
And I know that from my sources that there is talks with two of those.
Yes, I know that. Hmm.
I will neither confirm nor deny because I don't want to reveal my sources, but I can say two of the three are interested with X caveat, and now that the dust is settled, there is a possibility, and when that gets made into a thing, it's going to be very quick to be disputed. It's going to be one of the few times that either of these companies would ever step to bat like.
Yeah. Hmm. I will not reveal my source, but that is very correct.
And mind you, we've never
Well,
talked
most
about
people
this.
aren't going to know. Most people will know what my source is. I'm not going to lie.
Nobody
But,
knows my sources, but that's by
I know.
design. I
I
want
know.
the
But
audience
most
and
people
you to
know.
keep me honest.
Yeah. My thing is that um it's time.
I believe
It's
so.
time. It's time. And
I,
honestly, like, I'm not saying like a lot of people, gave him shit for the fucking copying Kobe Bryant's apology. Well,
he wasn't the one that
hashtag
wrote it.
no, he
His
did not.
initial response was the managing company that wrote it. He didn't actually write it. And when he found out he
No,
was really
that
fucking
came from
over it.
Sinclair. That
Yeah,
came from
Sinclair fucked
Sinclair.
that up.
Sinclair fucked that up for him. And, the other thing about it too is that, you know, why should
Oh,
that be
yeah.
a thing? Kiro, thank you for getting us back on topic.
Yes, thank you. I was
It's
trying to find a way to get to that.
yes, sorry. I was going to
um,
interrupt and say,
Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. I think Cody needs to lose it to Kevin Owens. I think it's clean as fuck.
mhm.
Beautifully clean.
Yeah. And I think that if Cody lost it to Kevin, it'd be fine. Cause
Yeah, the whole
that
match
it
is
is what
based
it
on the idea of
is.
mutual respect. And
Mhm.
I think that would be a thing that, when Cody goes, hey, the better man won, he put out his hand, he thanked his friend. And that can be a thing that later on down the line, when Kevin loses it, that Cody could step in and get it again. But
Yeah.
this would be Kevin Owens' time to shine. And it should be
Mhm.
that so Cody can also focus on the bloodline issue without the title being involved.
Yep.
Like that's
Mhm.
that's my theory on the matter.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, let's see here. Gunther versus Randy Orton.
Gunther, come on now.
Gunther retains. Orton needs
Yeah.
to. I don't. I don't think it should be fucking easy. I think it needs to be a hard fought match. But I think
Mhm.
that Randy Orton needs to lose because at this
Mhm.
point you are building Gunther into a top babyface, fucking believable champion. And if
He's
anybody's gonna do it, he deserves it.
I
All
think
right.
with Gunther, my personal opinion with Gunther is that he is such a dominant force, right? That It's almost like he is the in its own weird way, the fucking um like in Rocky, what was it, 4? Ivan
Yeah.
Drago, that's Gunther. Okay?
Yeah.
He's like pretty much unstoppable. And it's Randy Orton. Randy Orton's not going to take Gunther down.
He
You know
doesn't
who
need
would
it.
take Gunther down? You want to know who I think would take Gunther down? John Cena.
I don't think Cena should do it.
Really? Mm,
I would rather see Finn Balor.
good one.
Texas Orton to win to be a 15-time champion. That one again. Cena retirement match. But if we're gonna do that, I think it would be better to see Cena go at Gunther himself.
Hmm.
But I don't think anybody should be working for that 16-time end because you know wrestling didn't it's not like that.
Yeah.
And
I think
they
if they're
fun
going
out
to
of
give it to
proportion.
Cena. I
I mean,
mean,
they might, but I don't think they should.
I think they will because, you know,
Well, yeah, I mean that is the difference between our statement. I don't think they should, but showing I think they will. That's a different deal.
Orton needs to be right. Flair also
Yeah,
is a piece of shit. So,
Flair he might be a piece of some degree, especially in her days, but outside of his reckless behavior, Flair has always been of the mind of the business comes first, and this has cost him a lot of time with his family, family members, marriages, money.
yeah.
He's paid the price to make that statement, and if he thinks Orton needs to beat his record, which I agree he does, I think if anybody's going to beat it, it needs to beat Orton, not Cena. I agree with that. I'm just not sure it should come at Gunther's expense.
Bizarrely distracted.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, at that same juncture, you know, I would rather see a three-generation talent, get that prestigious end from a guy who is a two-time Hall of Famer. Just it makes sense to me. I'm more than likely wrong. Amanda's 99.9% of my mind correct. I'm only speaking from my heart at this juncture. Um, I thought about that, but she's never coming back. She's so fucking done. And she's making far more amount of money on OnlyFans and running her cafe. She's never coming back. She should, but she's never coming back.
Can
You
we
know
talk about the one that warms my heart right now?
which one?
CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
Well, I need to address something, but then yes, she's blacklisted. Well, yes and no. That list is still under adjustment, but she's also said that even if she wasn't, not going back. She got fucked by the wrestling business and wasn't happy about it. Um, so yeah, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match.
I want I want lots of blood. I want Phil to get fucking choked by the goddamn strap. I want his face to turn purple like Ricky's did. No oxygen. Fucking just do it. Do
I
it, Drew. Do it.
I think at this juncture, CM Punk needs a win, but I think it's going to come at the cost of Drew McIntyre beating his ass post to post.
Hmm. No, but Drew
Yeah,
needs to fuck get over off. He needs to beat fucking Phil. Okay? And then
he's
Phil
beat him
needs to get
twice
over.
now. I,
I know,
I
but more the merrier.
yeah, but if we're looking at story,
An
Phil
old
does
school
need the
rule
kick.
strap match.
Right.
Phil doesn't need anything. Let's be
No,
real.
we're talking story. Like we take the person out of it. Yeah, that
Well,
yeah, this is an old school strap match. 4 corners, great strap, Dusty Rhodes and I like saying praise.
yeah,
Um,
that's why I want him to choke him out.
well,
So
and maybe he will, but I think that at the end he's got to get something. He doesn't get the pin. He needs to get the bracelet back.
he'll
At
get the
the
bracelet
least,
back.
right?
He'll get the
Have that
bracelet
be his
back,
win.
or the bracelet breaks.
That would be so good.
That would be fucking great. Okay, I'm calling that right now. If the bracelet breaks, you heard it here first.
The bracelet breaks. He's fucking heartbroken, and Drew gets the win off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Would be so good.
Oh, that would be great. No, it'd be great. Like, I don't know how you can do it, how you can even time it, because it'd be
Well,
great if like fucking Drew whips him with the fuck, like Phil gets it and somehow
uh,
off of
I
Drew,
think it would be
and
great to have a stare down, and Drew just goes, bam.
pap, or just
And instead of, where we'd expect Punk to flip out, it distracts him long enough to get fucking Claymore in the
mm-hmm,
that that's
and then choked out.
the bracelet
Um,
stays intact, but Drew steals it back and Ross says this is real plastic. That's it. I, I
that's
will
very good.
I will be right back.
Okay. Well, let me let's I'm gonna go back because you know what? We didn't talk about this. So we really didn't get to talk about Ricochet. So I'm gonna wait for Digi a little bit on this. But talk about a match that with All In that I'm kind of shocked by, but I honestly really did not expect Will Ospreay to win. I do want to say for the record, um, I'm not going to talk about butts, Digi. I have not talked about butts at all. Nope. No butts. No butts. No butts. That's why I'm talking about MJF and Will Ospreay. No butts. No butts. So I would like to say for the record, and I know I've said it before on episode 1 many a time, Will Ospreay is a liar. He's a liar. Liar. He was going to do the Tiger Driver. Don't tell people you're not going to do something because you know what, moron, you're going to do it anyway. You're dumb. And I wasn't surprised. I was just yelling at my TV. It was too early in the morning. You liar. You lie. I knew it. You're a liar. Yes. And now the Digi's back. Can I talk about butts? I'm just kidding. um. Anyways. Okay. See, Digi,
What?
Kira told me that because you were gone, I can't talk about butts, and I did not,
I
for the
mean,
record. So,
I like
but
how you listen to Kiro. That kind of warms
well,
my heart a little.
well, it was a nice gesture, you know. I'm like,
That's
I'll
fair.
abide. Earl Oscar and Orange Cassidy need them called fruit
Ah,
juice.
why not Effie and Orange Cassidy? Ah,
No, no, because ocean spray makes sense. It makes sense. Somebody tried to tell me. Speaking of which, like I had made a comment to Marty about and I said ocean spray because he gets a kick out of it. Someone was like, I call him that too, and I went to say, really, where'd you get that from? Because I've been calling it since freaking 2015, 2016. Excuse me. Yeah.
I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like guys being
I
what it
originated
is.
that. Don't steal shit from me. Copyright. Anyway.
Eh,
Um. So I was talking about that match and how Will Ospreay's a liar.
Oh yeah.
And I did say it on episode 1 many a time. He's a liar. hmm We all knew
Yo,
he was going to do that move. And I will tell you that Tiger Driver looked terrible.
yeah.
Oh, next year it will be 10 years of wrestling since we're around wrestling.
It will be years for me, and it's
I
been
don't work
really fucking wild.
I don't work it, but um yeah, I'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's been for me, it's been almost 12 years around the indie scene and 12 years Colt Cabana. People
Was-
wonder why we're not married yet. Anyways,
and
sorry.
I've
Oh, I
been
did
on
not say
a
that.
wrestling related T-shirt for about 4.5. I gotta get you one.
I don't have one. I
Don't
know.
have
I'm
one.
shocked. I haven't had
Gotta get
one.
you one.
No, but nobody's gonna buy it.
Bullshit. Actually, we have sold many.
What do you mean we sold many?
The shirt that I'm on has sold many.
Oh no. I'm talking about if I had a shirt.
So I was
No.
talking about
No.
giving you one of the shirts I'm on.
Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No,
Look at that
it's
ego.
ego shit.
Oh, nobody
I'm
wants my
still
shirt.
bothered by it. But
Nobody
okay.
wants my shirt.
I love your shirt. Gotta get
Well,
some.
I don't have a shirt, so that's
Me
what I'm
do.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a shirt, but of me on the shirt.
Oh well.
I don't have a shirt.
When do I get a Digi shirt and an Amanda shirt? Well,
Well,
I am waiting. I am waiting to have that conversation with the boss man and boss of the
mhm,
IWC.
yep.
To get some okays on the artwork. I am on a shirt currently, as weird as that is, and you can hit me up. Go give you the link to that. It's something I try not to mix businesses that were.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
It still boggles my fucking mind. Not gonna lie, I'm not used to the concept of being any sort of face or knowing people or technically being pressed because we're not a dirt sheet, and I'll be damned if anybody calls us that.
No, we're not. No. Um, I think we're influencers. I want to say that I'm an influencer. I'll go
Which
talk to the merch
one
designer team and get custom
are
ones
you
for you.
gonna talk to Havoc's merch, Maria, or who are you gonna talk to? I know who Maria is. I know where the decay shirts come from. uh,
What was I gonna say? I'm on a sticker. I have
yes.
stickers.
You have stickers.
hmm
You have your own avatar. I get to be a slam buddy, kinda.
Yeah, I do. I do have. Yes, I do have my own avatar. Yes, I do. And it's animated too. I have that too.
Oh, you can try, but she's a little weird about that. But Maria's good people.
Yeah.
I
I twice
TV.
baked.
Twice Baked is one of my people. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show.
Can I say this again? Will Osprey's a liar.
Yeah, you can say it. The TB is one of those people. Like, fuck that guy. Good people.
Oh, thank you. I love that. Fuck him. Fuck Ocean Spray. Fuck you. Okay. I believe personally that dude,
Dude.
LOL.
Welcome to the show, team.
Yeah. No, okay. I don't know about you. I thought that Ricochet got a bigger pop than uh Ocean Spray.
Oh, I
Yeah, it was
I
very
said
quiet.
9, but I understood there was a lot of stuff going on there. We generally do 9:30 ish. We started a little late tonight, and
Because I'm on the West Coast, because West Coast is best coast.
yeah, it's 6:30 West Coast. Cause she's
Yeah,
the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. Yeah, I know. It's my fault. My fault. Hero
throwing
knows
signs, throwing signs. Shit. No, but am I wrong?
about what.
It seemed like that to me.
What's that?
That
Oh,
Ricochet got a bigger pop when he came out than Ocean Spray did.
he did. It's just Lance Archer. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
Woohoo!
on Vancouver Island.
Wow. Give it up for the West Coast, baby.
Yeah, man.
Um,
It's 30-year time.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Woohoo. Yes,
Yeah,
you're 6:30 usually. Yeah.
Lance Archer. Like we almost need a list of stuff.
An A that you show. Uh,
Oh yeah, Rick O'Shea. It's true. That's how he's referred to.
yep, Rick O'Shea. Hmm.
I'm going to say there is a fanatic channel on Vaughn Live TV that has an amazingly trollish, vicious, no gives a fuck community. Run by half of these people. I've known TV for what, a decade now? Like he's one of my oldest friends. He's a good dude. Yeah, the guy
I
runs
just
I've
say
known
that.
forever.
I'll just say this about Lance Archer.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Yeah, one of your cousins there, Kuro. Let's face it. Without fucking, without fucking, uh, yeah, yes, without being a tag, he's nothing.
That 2014. Motherfucker, it's been 10 years. Goddamn. The fuck? Oh man, I'm so glad he showed up. I invited a lot of my old friends. He
Lance is
is,
work. Yeah, but he doesn't have to be a dick.
yeah,
I
I
mean, he's never
mean,
been a dick to me, but you know,
I've never met him, so he's never been a dick to me.
yeah. But most of these guys all know
30%
that,
of my
like,
life.
but most of these guys all know that they somewhat have to be nice to me. But
I got offered to be trained by him, and I told him, here's what my family has said about him. Hell no. They were buried
oh
the
my
guy,
god,
not even fully in the business. I love it.
I know, I know.
If I
I'm
may,
sure he
TB,
get along with Harry though.
here's to 10 years, my man.
That's an interesting person.
Who? Harry?
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I like how like Cabana told me like he's like, oh, it's like he's special.
I
I'm like,
have
that's your
heard
friend. And
that.
he goes, I know, but he's special. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, like, what are you talking about? Like, there's special and
Special.
then there's special, you
He's
know?
like Shark Boy gimmick special.
Mm.
That's kind of where I put that.
Somebody told me that they're like, no, you know what? How you can describe Harry is he's a eunuch. And I'm like, what?
I mean,
I met him.
yeah.
Oh,
And
wait a
it's,
minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay,
oh
first of
wow.
all, okay, let me go there. Okay, hold on. Kiro, let me go there. Okay. You just like
Oh
opened up a
shit.
can of worms. This is Amanda's, as what Digi likes to call it. Amanda's moment of zen. Okay.
Moment of
First of
Zen. Here we go.
first of all, fuck Colt Cabana's mods. Let me tell you. because there's this one fucking bitch. Her name is Bree, and he fucking
that.
she said some bullshit, right? And he banned her, and she was like crying and all upset. I'm not a mod anymore. Who cares? Is that all you do? Is you live for that?
I can take care of a
Then,
lot of this.
then one of his mods, because oh yeah, she asked him, and then yeah, and the reason why I hate going in there, it's so clicky, because I told Colt that, and he's like, yeah, I know a lot of people say that too, and I go, I don't like being in there. Okay, the other one of the other mods, Mary Kate Anthony. Yeah, I'll say her fucking name, bitch. You got a problem? Come, come. I'll fucking beat your ass. Everybody knows it. You can
More
talk
than
shit
one
about me all you
finger,
want,
she's gonna
bitch.
do that.
Yeah, 2 and 1, whatever. Like, seriously, like, yeah, she's just a star fucker. I could tell stories that are true. Talk about grooming people. Did y'all know that Mary Kate Anthony is friends with Rob Feinstein? That's all I'm going to say. So if
Yeah.
y'all are friends with her or think she's cool, guess what? She does fucking shit for him at like WrestleCon or any of these conventions, and that's her fucking hookup. Am I talking
TV,
the Cole Cabana? Yes,
yeah,
that's my future ex-husband, Cole Cabana. Yes.
it's true.
Or if you ask some wrestlers, they aren't. You mean his girlfriend? I'm like, no, no.
Yeah,
Full fist for that one troll.
true.
Oh. But
Like
I will
we,
say, Kiro, you know what?
that was the cure.
You
That was
have my
TV.
seal of approval, and you don't need those fucking cunt bags. Ginger
Girl,
Cunt and her fucking friends. You don't need that. You
yeah,
don't need that. Because let me tell you something, brother. And it's a fact. No matter what, I'm not a mod there because I don't want to do that shit. I've got a life, okay? But
I
if you
don't.
ask any of those girls, say, are you Colt's favorite? They'll
Oh,
just kind of stop. Mary Kate thinks she is. She tried to steal that from me. But guess what? At the end of the day, bitch, I'm his favorite. Fuck you. Anyways, you know, Matt Classic. I have a great photo I'll have to show you guys. Matt Classic, great wrestler. Great wrestler.
yeah.
Cole Cabana, great wrestler. Oh, I also got banned by Lexus King himself in his own stream for saying, hi, Brian Pillman Jr.
Well, that would
What
you
is
kind of
Brian
deserve.
Pillman Jr.? God, what
Yeah,
an idiot.
but that comes at a cost. Now, TV, when we talk about talent, talking about people we actually,
Yeah, if
um,
you ask Colt Cabana, well, Kiro can't go ask him now because he's banned unless you get another username and go in there.
I mean, I got a couple.
If you ask him, do you know Amanda? Now I have the world's most common name, and he will know. And
Yes,
if
he
he
will.
doesn't know, you need to come tell me so I can fucking beat the shit out of him. So I'm like, you know me. The first few times I saw him, but then our buddy ran an ROH marathon, and I got to see a lot of him. A great worker. He is the godfather of modern independent wrestling.
He
He's
really
the one
is
that
the
changed
indie
the
god.
game. He's the true indie god. Okay, before fucking Cardona. Okay. Without Colt Cabana, I don't think the Young Bucks would have had the monetary success that they have. Oh, cat fight. Oh, it's not even a cat fight. Let me tell you this. Okay, it's not a cat fight.
Oh
Like,
shit!
it's not, because let me tell you, this girl, Mary Kate, was not even in the scene. She used to be an old ECW rat, an old, like, she said she was a photographer for a Ring of Honor, which kind of meant that, you know what, she was fucking all sorts of people. And I know Digi's shaking his head. Now, had she slept with Cabana? I don't know. I'm assuming they have back in the day, but I don't know. That's not my thing. Now, there's other people I know she has. but you know what? That's another story for another day. But me, little old me, right? I'm just, it started out
Yeah,
me being um me being the way, I am and whatnot. I warmed his like cold dead heart, the redhead.
yeah,
Yeah, fuck the redhead. Yeah,
yeah. I
Ginger.
can tell you a lot about her.
We'll have
Um,
to go offline, Digi. You need to tell me the tea. Anyways, no, but I'm gonna
oh,
go
I
there.
got a fucking Gears jug full on it. I
Oh
do not
shit, you
like
didn't
her.
tell me that before. Okay, but I will say this. Okay.
Correct, correct, and
She
was
started
nothing
out as a
but
fan in the crowd at ECW shows. Yeah.
he started out
Mhm.
as a fan at one show, then became a ring rat and justify her existence by being a photographer. No, she was a hoe.
Yeah. And she grooms younger people, by the
Yep.
way. They had her yeah, she goes everywhere. So, she
Is a
basically she
pillow
works for
fluffer.
Disney. She works for Disney and she gives these people all
Disney
sorts of
adjacent.
like access. And you know what? I almost got her fucking fired. She better watch it. She had to beg me. She had to beg me not to do it.
It-
Vince Russo on Twitter because the stories my uncle told me about what Russo did in WCW. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
I
I'm one of these people. I'll tell you guys. Me and Cole Cabana, and this is a fact. And the redheaded one did not
mhm.
like this. He's mentioned me on his podcast specifically 7 or 8 times. Okay, 7 or 8. He's mentioned me on a couple of other podcasts. And ew,
I
you're
mean,
gross. You
no,
need to
no,
be
no, no, no,
bleached.
no.
You need white
I
sage.
hold on.
Ugh.
I get it. I
Ugh.
understand. Because she doesn't initially come off like she actually is. She plays another way, and then that's when it's like when guys stick their dick in crazy. It's not because it initially showed up. It's more an incidental that comes in afterwards. You know?
Well, I,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I will say this. She got so bent out of shape, right? That, you know, he like he she tried to like outdo me. And I'm like, whatever. I didn't get it. She also drugged me, by the way. Anyways.
This is true.
Um,
Oba
I'd
Femi
say
versus Tony D'Angelo.
Tony D'Angelo.
No, I'd say Oba Femi. Oba is the
Tony
everything they
Tony's been down
wanted.
there too long. He needs something.
Right, but Tony needs to leave.
Where is he gonna go? Not to nothing.
He could go to the fucking SmackDown roster. He could go any which way. He doesn't. Oba Femi is everything they wanted. What's his
Ooh.
fucking the Nigerian giant
Omos.
Omos? Yeah, Oba
Hmm.
Femi is everything they wanted Omos to be. So, like, he needs to stay that and be that big badass. I mean, even if he doesn't
Mm,
go, Tony D'Angelo doesn't need the title. Tony is fucking Tony D'Angelo.
yeah.
But Oba kind of needs it in order to remain relevant. Okay,
Here's something out of
something out
left
of left
field,
field.
Kiro.
I didn't know
Cactus.
we had field spaces. We kind of just go off.
Yeah. Hmm. Obafemi looked like a deer caught in the headlights whenever he looked into the
True.
You're not supposed to look directly into the camera, Carol Ann. Don't look into the light.
Tony realizes his family is busy. That could be interesting.
That's very interesting.
Now, the question is who would he hire? What is your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
You
who would
know,
he hire?
because Mike Bailey is out. He's going up to Canada, work some shows with Scott Demore.
Mm.
Gauge something that could be interesting.
Interesting.
Kazarian,
I'll
I
be
don't
right
think.
back.
Okay, Kazarian, I'm not sure, but Jake, I could. What up? How's it doing, brother? I know who you are. Welcome to our madness. We're just discussing the North American Championship, Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo. We had some cross talk as to who would be the best, but Hero just brought up that, hey, I'm glad you're here, brother. Jake something being hired in to the family, the future. I think they would do a better start of working at TNA and then kind of working their way into NXT, but Kazarian can go fucking in. I mean, that dude, amazingly talented. I think his ego gets in the way.
Oh, Kiro, I forgot to tell you. By the way, to answer your question, because you kept asking them about Coke or Pepsi, he's a Coke guy.
Yes, that's a
Coke
fact.
Zero. He used to be diet, then he got off the soda. I gave him shit because he started drinking again because he went clean for a long time. And then now he's drinking Coke Zero. I'm like, you mother trucker. Yes. So yeah, just saying.
Well, I mean, people can say that in terms of Kazarian, but I think a lot of it is if you look at his earlier career, you get to see a lot more of his capability. Uh, and that goes in the same
Well,
way as we're talking.
no, actually, the truth actually
Oh,
is the truth with it. It has nothing to do with Phil. It has nothing to do with him because he says that the other is way too sugary,
got
and
jittery
I'm
then.
like, probably he wouldn't. Yeah, it's he doesn't drink energy drinks. So
Well,
yeah,
I mean, Kazarian's, you need a very specific style of booker to let him go off.
Mhm.
AJ Styles. Yo!
Look at
Holy
all the
shit.
visitors to drink Zoa.
Wrestling
Okay,
Fanatic HD. Remember, it was referencing the guy Tom, who was awesome?
hmm,
That's Wrestling Fanatic HD.
okay, Kiro, is Zoa expensive?
Yes.
Well, then he's not going to drink it. Come on.
You know,
He's he's like hardcore,
how many of us are waiting for AJ Styles to go back? Let's be
Mm,
real.
true, Kiro, true.
Yes, Tom Boss. Yeah,
True, true.
as I said, I get 24. Oh, for 18? Where are you buying that shit?
What? No. Wow. I thought at first I thought you were talking about weed. I'm like, what?
I mean, well,
Yeah.
no, that's a TB. I Kurt Court, TB, Wrestling Fanatic are longtime old friends. I don't know why they put up. Um, I'm very happy
I,
to have them here.
I don't know why people put up with my shenanigans.
I volunteered for the job.
I know because nobody wants a job.
Bullshit. They just can't handle you.
No,
Yeah,
some can.
like TB is right. Have AJ Styles come back and leading a TNA invasion as the OG, as the number one talent TNA ever produced. That would be fucking awesome. Got so many TNA alumni currently in WWE and NXT.
Mhm.
He could roll them with a force of. I have no life. I'm working a podcast at 11 o'clock at night. I
Yeah.
love how we're going between TNA wrestling and Coke Zero.
I know. Yeah.
I
And then, as Bishop would say, God damn Amanda fucking talking about Colt Cabana.
no Colt Cabana.
And
I
then
know,
Marty,
man.
I haven't hit the trifecta.
All we need now is a couple of ass shots of Ricky Starks, and I could have done the trifecta.
Well, even me talking about him is the trifecta.
You know, I'm not
Mm.
surprised that that is the case.
Hero, I had a feeling that you had some skin in that game. I'm
Sponsored,
just gonna
not
say that.
sponsored. Heroes, doing the
Exactly.
gimmick.
Doing my gimmick.
Now, I've got to say this because I've been dying to say this.
Oh no,
Um,
Bishop is a podcaster. He's from
he
Delaware.
runs
Terrible Takes.
Terrible Takes podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yes,
dude.
he does.
He's got some opinions you may or may not like, but he stands by them and he walk you through them.
But you know why he has opinions you don't like? It's because he's from Delaware.
It's true.
What's in Delaware besides the Briscoes and their chicken farm and chickens?
My
Smells like
people from
chicken.
Tom's chat, especially Tom, Ken, cheers, shots to you.
I'll have to try it, Kiro.
You know, he's not Mandy because she doesn't go to church. Not like that. Ever trust
Never
a wrestling
trust a
fan?
wrestling fan opinion if they live in Idaho.
I can agree with that.
I you know what? I don't know. I've never. Well, yeah, but
What the
Idaho
hell's in
has more
Idaho?
than Delaware, though. Kiro, come on.
But barely
Marsh would
though.
tell you the same thing.
Is he gonna fall out of his chair pretty? He's bitch. Hey,
No. Oh my gosh, it has less. No, they have potatoes. Okay, like
but so does Ireland, and that didn't
potatoes don't
stop anybody.
smell. They don't smell like chickens. Chickens poop.
Have you
Potatoes don't.
ever been to a potato farm though? I mean, this
No,
isn't even wrestling adjacent. You have.
no.
Let me tell you something as somebody who's picked wheat fucking potatoes.
You pick potatoes?
I've
No,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not a farmer. Okay, does it look like I'm
yes.
a 4-H girl? No.
You're barely an H girl.
Well, my last name starts with an H, so I can't.
I mean, the Asian South Pacific. South,
Yes.
oh yeah, I call you South Pacific, not South Pacific.
Even there's literally nothing to look at.
Oh, what am I
Chicken
drinking?
farms, there's nothing to look at.
You know, I have to go because it was asked. Eric, I am finishing off the last bottle of Black Velvet, and I'll
Velvet.
probably be switching to Absinthe because it's sitting
Oh
right next
shit.
to me. I love me some
Yeah.
Absinthe.
Well,
Normally, if I'm not drinking Black Velvet, I'm generally drinking straight, straight proof.
Edmonton is rough. I've been there before.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Potatoes, like if
Dirt
they're
mounds. Yeah.
if they're set outside, like in terms of they've already made root and they haven't been picked when they're supposed to, they get this acrid smell that will haunt you when you're.
So is chicken poop.
Yeah, but chickens are fucking
Oh,
stupid.
okay. But here's another thing with chickens. Okay, so there's this snack because
We
I
are
love
such a
chickens.
podcast. Holy fuck.
I know they're like, what the frick? Like, okay, like I get this snack. It's called oh god, what is the name? Anyway, it's chicken skin. Okay, chicken
Mhm.
skin. When you open the bag, it fucking smells like fucking holy hell.
Boy, now can I
Oh,
remember that.
okay.
Hero, that's because you smelled it. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Chicken poop is good fertilizer. Well,
True. If you ever want to grow roses
yeah.
really well, chicken shit's the way to go.
Okay. I'm okay. I'm not like Green Thumb.
You
I'm
ever
not
done a
Mandy on
garden?
the farm. No. I'm like, no. Mm-mm.
See, there's your
I
problem.
killed the chia pet. Okay. I
God
killed the chia pet.
damn it.
So, yeah. I love orchids, but they always die. I can never keep them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We're having this
Hmm.
conversation. I killed a chia pet. That's gonna
Yeah,
be the
I killed the
episode
chia
now.
pet. That's gonna be like that's gonna be my new shirt. How
Sure
did I
is
kill a
like
chia pet?
how.
Okay. I wondered that too.
Oh God.
I put the seeds on. I followed the instructions. Okay. Put the seeds on. I watered it, whatever, right? It's like it started to grow a little. I was like, oh, look, it's growing. And then it got moldy like the next day. It didn't even bloom into what it's supposed to be. So it did not look like, like what it was supposed to look like. It was mold. Yeah.
You know, here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this to address. Tom, I'm not even drinking hard. I'm just drinking.
Okay. That Wesley and Zachary Wentz, that's what, honestly,
Yo, who and why? Let me tell you. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter why.
there's winners all around.
Right, because those two are gonna put a hell of a match on. And the only thing that bothers me, it's gonna take a little bit back. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get back to that bet. I want them back in the clubhouse. All this crap kind of hurt my feelings. I was emotionally invested. It broke my damn heart. They need to
Mhm.
settle this like men and call it a day.
Yep. Yeah. My heart broke. Okay.
I
And I'm going to go there.
it
My
did,
heart
man.
broke. Desmond Xavier. My heart broke.
I did. I
I
I
was like, why, Des? Why?
you want to see something funny? Watch this. Hey Tom, did you watch NXT? I'm asking this for a particular reason because he's a bigger fan. You'll see. Watch.
My
Um,
heart hurts so
it
bad.
did. My heart hurt too because the best friends was so great, and when they had that reunion, I was so invested, and then they took it away
Hmm.
from me, and I'm like, "But
No.
boys,
You guys are in the treehouse. And it was okay. He was back on, NXT. Everything was like sunshine and damn
they were
roses.
together. They had an episode in the fucking clubhouse. I was
I
there."
know. Oh,
Yet,
uh,
personally, yeah, yeah.
he's not on this show. I haven't seen him do that.
Did you
No,
know, that's
not on
true.
this one. Yeah, not on this one. I personally think once gets Miguel to come and help, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Bay helps Wesley.
I think that's a
Fair,
thing.
fair,
Um, but I
fair.
also think that my heart tells me they're gonna have this match, get the fuck over their problems. Here
Mhm.
we go.
Yeah.
Uh, will you see me fall out of my chair? Yes, you have seen it many years ago. Um, many years
That's when it got
ago, b- before stream, I'm a failed streamer. I'm just gonna call myself out. Way back in the day, I was a failed streamer, and I used,
yeah,
I used to
Oh,
drink a lot. Um,
yeah.
and
But
I,
at least
yeah,
but at
uh,
least Swan is getting help now.
yeah, Swan's getting help. You know, it's a definite rough time for his family. that dick face in Vegas who injured her, she is
Buck Grap House Wrestling,
right.
Grap House LV. The guy's name is I think it's Boy Lazarus is his X handle, but all I know is this, apparently, because people were going in there and were like, "Oh yeah, did the guy even do anything?" So apparently he gave her, according to Pride Style, which is another one of his friends or maybe his promotion, I don't know. But he's like, "Oh, he gave $200." $200?
200? I had
$200?
heard that, and I'm glad you're confirming it. Because for
Mhm.
those of you that doesn't know, Young had got a broken jaw, bruises, broken ribs. Like she got fucked up hard, and she was just
She
working
can't
back
breathe
away.
through her nose, one side of her nose. That's what she
Yeah,
was saying.
she's
Yeah.
scheduled for surgery.
Mhm,
The fan outreach has been amazing, which is true.
mhm.
The talent she has support in other locker rooms and various locker rooms who are helping her. She is taking this time to be mom, like I said in last episode. Um, but this motherfucker better be given a lot more than that.
Honestly,
True. We
there
do need more
there is
Rosemary. We're gonna get more. Mark my words, we're gonna get more Rosemary.
I right now, I
Mhm.
have an itch, like I mentioned on episode 1 last episode. Um, I have an issue because my
Mhm.
local promotion is fine with it, but I'm
Yep,
not fine with it. I'm
not
really
fine with
not
it either.
fine with it.
Fuck them.
And my thing is, it's like he's only riding your coattails, West Coast Pro, because you're like the it thing now on the indies. Because let's face it, if PWG were still around for now,
Yeah,
guess
exactly.
what?
Smash that fucking thumbs up because I tell you what,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if it's intergender match, if it's a same gender match. I don't give a fuck if it's some bullshit gimmick match where somebody's dressed up like a centipede. You know, you do not fuck over the talent we're working with. You do not do that level of damage to anyone. And the fact that he did it to somebody that I know personally, that really pisses me. Like
Yeah.
that hurt my soul in ways that it makes me angry because you know. And I'll tell you a little story. Um, this is the first. Amanda, you know I am. News story. It's 138 proof, and these people that think, oh, he's gonna fall out. Fuck you. Drink harder than this, like brand. Okay, so if some of you didn't know, I am one of the mods for Young's, which does have a Twitch. I'm hoping she comes back to it.
Oh yeah.
So, I got to know her well. I know people adjacent to her in the business. I found her as a human being to be a very wonderful human being, and she is very giving, sometimes to a fault.
Mhm.
Um, you know, and this was a woman who's been through a lot, and she took a lot of that and brought it into her characters. I mean, if we want to talk about one of the greatest storytellers and character people of all time, your top of the list needs to be Young. And why?
Mhm.
Because she played three different diametrically opposed characters on screen and never broke. And you could say they were different people. There's not too many wrestling talent that could do that level. And then after that, on a personal level, was playing like superhero games and Animal Crossing.
Mhm.
Like, talk about a real down to earth, sweet woman. Uh, and for this dick face, take advantage of that kindness, go into business for yourself, and enter a woman who has brought so much to our love of fandom. Fuck him and anybody who supports him. Because there are very few people in the wrestling business that are exactly what you see is what you get, who honestly love the business, who love their fans. Uh, like the only reason that Du Young has an OnlyFans, it's bourgeois, tasteful.
Yes.
Um, the only reason she did that is because she set a goal. You guys hit this goal, and I will do it. She was a woman of her word. People said, when you come back, I will go to shows. When you came back, shows increased 30 to 50% in terms of turnout because she has been offered business. Because if, and I don't know this for sure, but I've even heard ideas of her back in that is her main home promotion. Um, but it's just, and this is in general, when Sexy Star got blackballed from the business, fucking hurting Rosemary, there's no difference. That guy should suffer worse. He should suffer criminal fucking charges. I'm not hating on anybody doing OnlyFans. I'm just saying she was a woman of her word that had begun because she set a goal and her fans met that goal. You know, and that I think that's great. You know, I mean, I know Jessica Havoc, I think, has one. Plenty of people, you know,
Yeah.
who fucking cares? Yeah, it's not my money. It just pisses me off that, you know, yeah, she hurt Rosemary because she felt that Rosemary was going into business for herself, and the truth was quite different, you know. And the fact that it happened, Sexy Star was set to be a staple of AAA, and Conan, who stands with going into business to yourself is bullshit. She got fired on the fucking spot, and no promotion will touch her. She's done, and that's the
She
right way
tried
to
to come
handle it.
back.
Oh
She
yeah, and they
tried
said no.
to, and it just
Tried.
got shut down.
Yeah, Tessa Blanchard, for all her supposed issues with the wrestling business, has easily a 90% better chance. Yeah, people need to get over themselves. Like
They
some
do.
people, like Will Ospreay, might want to go around telling people he's the best thing to come out ever, but the fact is he is a Wish.com, a Timu version of Ricochet. And now that they have Ricochet there, AEW is going to have to make a fucking choice. They're going to have to
And
choose between Prince Puma, the badass of Lucha Underground, or they're going to have to choose the guy that couldn't even get over in his own fucking country. I
oh,
don't give a shit
okay.
about Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer, as far as I'm concerned, could take a flying fuck into a rolling donut. Because every
Okay.
time he's 5-star bullshit, if it wasn't Kenny Omega, it was him sipping for a brand so he got access. Does
Okay.
nothing but do that now.
I'm gonna say this
Oh shit.
about Uncle Dave. Okay. I have been to PWG shows in Reseda
Mm,
that Ricochet and Ocean Spray. Oh, that sounds fucking great. Were on the same card, and one is better than the other. I've seen Ricochet and Ocean Spray before,
Ric- Ricochet in
and
Lucha Underground, Ricochet in NXT, Ricochet in WWE, Ricochet in everywhere
oh,
he's ever been, pulls out these same moves, if not more spectacular. Okay?
okay.
And
Talk
is
about
yet to
flippy.
cause an injury.
Well, Ricochet, as far as my knowledge goes, has never injured anybody. Uh, also, his moves are very fluid. Of the
Yes.
flippy shitters, okay, sounds so horrible, but of the flippy shitters, there's like three that come to mind. This is the modern day flippy shitters, who I
Right.
think are very smooth and better than Will Ospreay. Ricochet,
Yep.
number two,
Johnny.
Bandito, and I hope he's coming back soon.
I will argue not Bandito, Johnny Wrestling.
Then
Johnny,
Johnny
whatever the
Wrestling.
fuck.
Yeah, Johnny,
Johnny
insert your
something
name.
should be higher
Those
than
three.
Bandito.
Those three. I'm not doing it in any particular order, but
Oh,
Ricochet's
well,
on the top.
I'm a
But
dick.
those are
I'm
three.
I have an order because Johnny
Nick
Mundo, Johnny
Wayne,
whatever the fuck. Nick Wayne
okay,
is good.
Nick Wayne is good, but here's the problem with Nick Wayne is he's very young now, but as he gets older,
He's gonna
right?
get
He's going to get even better. But what I'm also thinking with him too is he just needs to be careful because he's so young about injuries because um it's one of his like his old tag team partner from GCW, Jordan Oliver. Horrible injury right now, almost out for a
buried that
year.
fucking
And it was just like, man, you need to like, you know, really be safe because here's the thing. When when Tony Khan finally books Ricochet and Osprey,
It will happen.
and it's gonna happen. Okay. You know what's gonna happen? I'm calling it now. You heard it here first. Is people are going to why smarten up and say, wait a minute, this guy is fucking garbage. But like best at what? Best at being an asshole. Yeah. But it's night and day because Ricochet is so fluid and
Oh
just it's effortless.
wow.
Ocean Spray, no. And Ricochet, both of them had added mass to their bodies. Ricochet was able to figure out with the extra mass how to do all of that. And you never saw there was a difference. There was a point where Ocean Spray got big and he was so I'm committing a
Well,
fat on fat crime here. He couldn't do a basic like little flip. And it was hilarious to me because I'm like, you're fat, dude. Can't do it. You haven't figured it out. And so he
well,
kind of tried to change style. But here's the
not
thing
everybody
though.
can be Conor McGregor though, and that
Yeah.
really is not
Well,
his fault. He thought he could work in a weight class that was proper, but because he is not comfortable in his own body. That's why when Osprey put on weight, he wasn't interested in learning how to adapt his style. He was only interested in maintaining that style, and he failed for the longest time. People got fucking hurt because he was
oh
incompetent.
yeah.
He didn't train.
Hmm. I like the cocky Brit shtick.
And
No. Okay. No. No.
I
No. No.
I
No.
don't think that the cocky Brit shit works with somebody who has a very bad history. Like
Hmm.
Osprey needs another 3 years to even attempt to be on Ricochet's level. Because the truth of the matter is, you want to see Ricochet at his best, you watch Lucha Underground. Why? Because even with that post production, that motherfucker could go and go and go and go. Even
Yeah.
if
Watch
that is
him and Pac.
great.
Dragon's Gate. Hmm.
My God, the Dragon's Gate match, you want to look at some fucking shit. You know, and I've heard that too. Ricochet is a class act. Even right now, he's going on a social media thing, protecting his job.
Ricochet is awesome. He's
Yeah,
fucking
such a nice
I
dude.
like him. Hmm.
Um, Osprey has a
Wait,
thing that when somebody
who's the
upsets him, he gets a little pushy. Like with
okay?
women,
Who's
for example.
oh, don't start me. Who's a swell fella in real life? If
Oh
I speak,
Lord,
who who?
TB. You have to be careful with TB. Sometimes he just likes to rise a reaction.
I'm in the wrong crowd right now.
No,
Are
you're
you
in the right crowd. We are the
if
dive bar of the IWC. Our,
IWC? Mhm.
we're like all of us. We're sitting down at a bar having a discussion. Dirt sheets. We're not pundits. We're
No.
not barely reporters.
Oh, please. Bitch,
I mean,
please.
we should be
No.
reporters because, you know, here's something that pissed me
Oceans.
off about the All In Media scrum. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'm going to let you rant. I'm just getting this out before you rant. Um, the All In Media scrum, one guy asked a very nice question to somebody because Monet has been very vocal about her divorce. and how she felt it was a necessary thing. And the dude, all the reporter asked her is what advice you could give to young women maybe going through something like that.
Oh yeah,
And
I saw that.
he caught fucking shit, and it's like he put it out there. And he's not asking her what the fuck she's doing or the settlements or any of that. All he's asking was, you're a successful woman, kind of stepping into this realm. You've shared your story. What can you tell other women? And that's all of a sudden a bad thing? Fuck you. You know, with young women, all right, back in the day, we used to have fairy tales and minor stories to kind of give us a moralistic approach, as well as giving us something to love or fear. Santa Claus, your Krampus, and all the other things, you used to hear as kids. Our wrestlers are our modern day folk heroes. These are the people we either love or we hate. And they, by the extension of their stories, teach us as individuals how to be or not to be, whatever we fall in line with. As an example, why the fuck is everything that Bray Wyatt touched so important and so magical? Because the stories that he told, the way that he posted himself, gave us a thought that even in a world of darkness, similar to the old school goth end of things, is that
Mhm.
everywhere in a world that everybody wants to go white and black, it was a shade of red. And that was something that a lot of people who have been into those positions identified with. You know, why was the Four Horsemen so pinnacle? It wasn't because of the name, it's because there were four dudes that went through fucking everything together. And they were a solid unit that gave us hope that when you have a small but loyal squad, it was nothing you couldn't fucking handle. And what made it even better is that it was generational. You look at now, why was Becky Lynch so successful? It's not because she got her nose busted open by Nia Jax being an incompetent fuck. It's because she got her nose busted, carried on with the program like a professional, looked like a badass doing it, as is similar to any Irish woman who's ever been in any of these conversations. That's why she got over because she was a women empowerment symbol.
Mhm.
Why is Cody over? 99% of the point is because his story transcended that simple point. It was generational. This was the guy who was trying to reclaim the throne of his family. And that was a big thing. And people identified with that in terms of heritage. These are emotional points, these are visceral points.
Mhm.
That's good storytelling. Just because two bitches don't like each other and going to battle it out, that's not a story. You know, yeah. When the Four Horsemen had five members, hmm, you know, back in the head was yeah. See, you guys understand it because these are visceral points. Like the low point of the Four Horsemen is when Jeff Jarrett entered because it wasn't because Jeff Jarrett was loyal to that concept. This was the tag along bitch you kind of had to fucking deal with. That's why Jeff Jarrett is arguably the most hated person the Four Horsemen ever had, going back to Tully. You know, and that adrenaline is a hell of a drug, and that's why some of these people do it. Like all of these people that think they're going to walk into AEW and they get an automatic level of fame. Here's the truth: AEW has yet to create a mainstream star. They have bought mainstream stars in an attempt to look like they make them. They have right now Lady Frost, who has done more than a few appearances. While not under contract, this woman is the innovator of murder gymnastics. So talented, so great to watch. He cut a promo, fucking magic. She hasn't done a goddamn thing. You have somebody like Stephanie Vakir. They could have done a whole lot to give her a reason to go over there than WWE. Said, you want to know what they fucking did? When she would come over there and make those minor appearances, she'd have to find her own way. Nobody fucking, they did nothing to impress her to say she was a star. WWE did, and That's really what it is. We like people. If the people are not behind you, why do you fucking
That's why
you
Phil
take
Brooks didn't have someone pick him up in London for All In.
right? Bill Brooks' issue is not his nostalgia level has worn off, and he is holding on to the one thing that he can is his mic skills, and that's great. And I appreciate that he has learned his lesson. He has been in a shitty situation, and now he's in WWE. Good for him. Never say never. He stepped up to the line. But at that same point, too many people are giving him passes on the basis of nostalgia. You should not give anyone passes on the point of nostalgia. This is the same reason why Ric Flair keeps coming back because people are nostalgic. Stop it. Lady Frost is a saucy little vixen, and her husband is an amazing dude. Really nice guy. Hey, if you don't believe in the wrestler, you don't fucking care. Why did you could think of easily 1,000 things you didn't fucking care about. Talent that you were just like, because he didn't move the needle for you, and that's important. Why was The Undertaker so successful? You're right. Punk makes for great TV, but Punk in a match is and has always been mediocre. If somebody wasn't told to take the dive, his earlier career, his mic skills has carried him through his entire career. If you didn't know, CM Punk also is a TNA alumni. There's a reason he didn't stay there for too long because he wasn't moving the needle. He might call himself the voice of the voiceless, the best in the world, but if we want to be honest, two that should arguably be the best in the world are Shinsuke Nakamura, King of Strong Style, the best to ever do it at a New Japan, bar none, no question, and AJ fucking Styles. Yeah, and Tom is right. Punk's best wrestling skill is his promo work. But at the end of the day, everybody in AEW likes to throw around the term generational. Truth is, generational talent is subjective, and at some juncture, there's arguably those who should not be calling. Will Ospreay can never be calling himself generational talent. Why? Fucking Ricochet has existed forever.
And they were around the same circles for the longest time.
Right. Because Ricochet
Even New Japan. They both were in chaos.
Yep. But what the difference between a Will Ospreay and a Ricochet is Will Ospreay has hurt plenty of people with doing a bad fucking job trying to be great. Ricochet has been great and never done a bad job. You can count on one hand in almost 20 fucking years Ricochet's been doing this shit of how many people he's hurt. And 99.9%, much in the same of AJ Styles, has been their fault, not his.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also,
True.
yeah. I also want to point out with what on the lines of what Did You saying is the spot with Logan Paul that Ricochet did. That takes a lot of that trust, okay, to do that. Imagine if Will Ospreay did it. It would not have worked. Someone would have been almost killed.
If we're really cutting it to the line, regardless of his content or commentary outside of the ring, because that's not what we're talking about here. Logan Paul has done an amazing job of being exactly what was gravitated attention. He has picked up the business very fast, and behind the scenes, he has been very humble. I know this for a fact. Okay. I have literally commentary from first-hand individuals in the business that have said he is very humble to the business that he's working in. If it wasn't for Ricochet, he would not have the eyes that he has on him. Now,
Mhm.
he is smart enough to take advantage of this fact, but the truth is, Ricochet made a star. Ricochet has made many stars because he understands it's not wins or losses, storytelling and capability.
Mhm.
Osprey is over Ricky Starks. We're not going to cry because Ricochet. We're not surprised by that because the real booker of AEW is Cocaine.
Mhm.
Like, let me give you an
Yeah.
impression because Amanda loves this impression. I'm going to give you an impression of Tony Khan, and when it comes to wins and losses matter. Okay, so yeah, I'm sober. We're gonna make wins and losses matter. Wait, what was I talking about? No, we're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want.
Mhm.
It literally is that quick.
Yep. Mhm.
I'm not gonna cry over what Ricochet is doing over there. I don't like AEW's product. I think
How hard y'all
management.
gonna cry?
I'm not gonna
I'm
cry.
not gonna cry. I shed no tears for that bastard. I shed no
Oh,
tears.
that is true. Logan Paul does a better buckshot Larry.
He does. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that is
Mhm.
an absolute truth, and that should fuck
Here's
you up a
yeah.
little.
Here's the thing though. I'm gonna comment about the Ricochet and um Ocean Spray thing is that when people see the difference with them in the ring, how smooth one is over the other, okay? And
Just go.
the selling
Yeah,
that Ricochet does, yeah,
I
night and day, night and
he could
day,
have
night and
sold the
day.
Christian Cage without going to. That's my honest theory. He didn't need to do that. He might have been mid card, but he was mid card in WWE, which is more eyes than what they gave Irv Strickland for his whole fucking title run. Because
Don't
that's
start
some
me.
bullshit. Because you're
Well,
in a shit state of affairs and fucking big pop up pump brings a valid point of why AEW isn't drawing the numbers it used to. Stories don't matter. He's repeating the same WCW bullshit down to the level. And we as fans of wrestling need to call him out for that. Like, it's non sequitur in the way that he is attempting to function. And I'm glad somebody is now the front runner of things because at the end of the day, none of this shit makes sense.
nope.
The only plot line that makes a damn bit of sense was the best match in All In, which is Tony Storm and Mariah May. We were all invested if we watched.
Yeah.
That should
I
have
mean,
been the
Danielson
main
and
event.
Swerve was good. Daniel, I
Oh,
mean, it was good, but here's the thing though. Like I said before, episode 1, it's setting up for the last match that he's going to have, which is going to be at Wrestle Dream. That's going to be the last one because he keeps saying, I'm going home, going home. That's home. And
well,
that's going to end that. So that, I mean, I've been saying that forever. I mean,
I'm I'm gonna sequitur that a little bit because we're gonna come back to that line. We talked about this earlier. Are we ready for Shane McMahon to come into AW? Why? He already owns stock. Let's understand. We already had that.
yeah, we had that discussion earlier.
Yeah, we have
When
some
we're
legit
done, go
info,
back.
but we're going back. Um, give me the line you just said. Say it again.
Which one?
What you just said.
About Danielson
Oh, never mind.
going home?
Danielson's
Mm,
biggest problem is he's trying so hard to get his flowers and his
yeah.
like. It's great that he repeated in a way he had for WWE, and he should stop wrestling. should be doing a backstage role instead of trying to get these last minute kudos. He should not, never should have had a title on him towards the end because if they fuck up or something happens and he's got to hold it longer, they're literally playing with fire.
Well,
Like,
here's
ignore
they
the
did it
rest
with
of the
Sting.
wrestling business. What
Yeah.
happens when he fucking CTEs himself and can barely remember his kid's name?
Yeah.
Like it's like with Sting. He was one bad neck drop from never being able to wrestle again.
Okay. Sting. Okay. I want to bring up Sting and his appearance at All In.
Which is fucking retarded.
It's like Dad can't stay away from Darby, can he?
Oh,
And I was like, you made such a big deal about him retiring.
and
And
yet
then
here
you
it comes
got
out
him to
again.
put the makeup on again, and here he is. And I'm like,
I want to know why everybody wants to set Darby on fire.
because Darby doesn't give a fuck. It's like if Darby probably would want someone to like have a steamroller and roll over his legs, he would totally do it.
Well,
Because that's where I think, and this is where I don't understand the Moxley thing, him and that it's because
well,
those two are sadistic fucks and they're
did
just
you
wanting
watch
to.
the most recent AEW program?
Yes.
Okay. Moxley said to Bonnie, "This is not your wrestling." When they did a backstage segment, Marina Shafir
Hmm.
beat some little dude's ass, and it was some concept of teaching people humility. And I kind of feel like knowing that and kind of having an idea of what else is going on, that it's going to be a lot longer than we want to think in terms of uh, Kenny Omega coming back. So they're trying to build up this unnecessary, useless faction because they've already fucked over the Blackpool Combat Club,
Hmm. Yeah.
counteract the, you know, corporation. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. How many people don't realize that all Tony Khan is doing is every best idea McMahon ever fucking
But
had?
but here's my thing.
Uh huh.
Don't get rid of the bitch maker Kazuchika Okada,
Oh
please.
no, there's another storyline going on with that where he's kind of pseudo taken Monet under his wing,
Yeah.
which is kind of fucking funny because he's the bitch maker sitting with a bitch.
Mm,
That's kind of the shtick they're going with, and
I
the
like it.
bottom line. But like, why though? He was
I
the
don't.
bitch maker because he could instigate fights while sitting in front of a monitor. He didn't have to do shit. He just had to exist and just be
Yeah.
Japanese and a bitch maker.
And I love it. Like, oh, giving Orange Cassidy that hug, but I love
I
it.
think
I love it.
Orange
I just love it.
Cassidy's new job shouldn't be wrestling. It should be to hold Britt Baker back whenever pissed off at convention.
Shit.
Like that's a
I don't know. I'm
YouTube
sick
clip
of
for those of you
Orange.
that don't know.
I'm
There,
sick of
there was
Orange right now.
Chris Dougherty.
Daughtry? You mean the
Daughtry.
singer?
I
The
mean,
singer Chris Daughtry?
yeah. I went to the bathroom quick. I don't know if you guys mentioned it. Shane McMahon isn't. It's not a matter of we've discussed it. It's not an on-screen than I own, but
Yeah. You can go back.
right.
Yeah.
The Daughtry and Omega match is never gonna happen because, in all honesty, the condition that Kenny has too severe to the point to where one half an inch and home dude might die in the ring. Um, and that's unacceptable. And I agree with Al Snow that somebody is going to die in that ring because of the way AEW works. And that is, I'm all about positivity in the wrestling. And
Yeah.
I believe in AEW being an alternative, but I honestly think that, you know, there's some problems going on. Omega's never taken that belt again. He's if he steps into a wrestling ring, they're playing with his life.
Yeah.
And Kenny is not that dude. He would rather be doing Street Fighter tournaments than he would, you know, being on Death's Door because his condition is literally he takes the wrong move and he takes it wrong for whatever reason, his or somebody else's. He's gonna bleed internally during the match and probably die.
Yeah.
That is
And
a
the other
fact.
one, and the other one that might die is Darby Allen.
Darby Allen's with all the dumb shit Darby's doing, he should have just stuck to rock climb. Like,
Yeah.
and that was the
Yeah.
problem. We discussed that whole thing where they tried to set his ass on fire in one of those
Mhm.
other matches not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's like the problem with BCW was there was always a
Mhm.
you can only go but so far, and that's the problem. You can only go but so far. But once you reach that pinnacle, you can't keep doing it. It becomes old. Nobody gave a fuck
Yeah.
this time if you were going to set Darby on fire because they knew somebody was
Yeah.
going to come out and save him.
Ooh, Darby's gonna go through a pane of glass.
Oh
Well,
no,
duh.
must be fucking
Oh my
Tuesday.
god, look. Let me stick thumbtacks onto my face and like headbutt you. Yeah, that's like, oh yeah, come on. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and it's not even innovative. Like you want to talk about fucking innovative? Is Sammy Callahan? Oh, hold on, we're back because it's time. Hold on. All right, everybody here, we good?
Yep.
It looks like we're good.
I was gonna say, what's innovative? When Hangman was on the horse running down Sammy Guevara. That was kind of innovative.
Well,
Yeah. It's amazing.
innovative. If you're really gonna talk innovative, okay, we're gonna go back to the Wyatt thing. You know, innovative is that. That is what terms of uh, what should be considered innovative. And why is because it's one of the few times in wrestling where you've had a gimmick transition generationally and still maintain its popularity. That's different. You know, you want to know what John Cena's last match is going to be? I can tell you what it's
What's it gonna be?
going to be. Him versus the Wyatt Six.
No.
I guarantee you that, and I can give you a good
No.
reason why.
He's not handing him the torch.
I think
Whoever
he is.
Cena's last match is, he's giving them the torch.
He gave Bray
It could
Wyatt
be
the
Braun.
torch. He gave Bray Wyatt the torch last time, and Bray died. You know, but considering this thing that has evolved, there's no reason he shouldn't give it to fucking Taylor Rotunda.
I don't know.
Like we've had that thing where we're apprehensive, and it's true. I'm still apprehensive, but at that same juncture, I also have to look at the concept of it's still going. They just had a match on Monday where the announcement team forgot he was Chad Gable and kept calling him Kurt Angle. I shit you not. And then
Oh,
Chad Gable, towards the end of the match, pulled his straps down and did a fucking German suplex and also tried to do an ankle lock. They're pushing a great line and it's great. It is an amazing story and an amazing push for both parties.
yeah. Cena's
I mean,
last match. Kurt Angle.
it's too bad Kurt Angle can't go anymore.
Yeah.
Corbin putting him out would be fucking glorious. But
That'd be,
there's no reason and no wonder of why they're not going. Put it with the Wyatt Six, just because of all that memory and because Cena was so high. Like, you got to think about this. Let's put it in weird perspective. Seriously, hear me out of what I'm saying. I'm going to be a little wild here. I'm going to be a little wacky. Okay? One of John Cena's last matches while he was still part of the main roster, actually his last match is when he went against Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse match. He went through a myriad of different points in his career, things that he wanted to distance himself from, like in a huge capacity, like being heel Cena, like being the Doctor of Thugonomics. And it wasn't a mockumentary because Cena added to this. He believed in Bray Wyatt's vision. That story wasn't all him. That story was a culmination. But that was the passing of the torch, and Cena did not come back in any legitimate capacity until Bray had passed away from heart complications. And then all of a sudden he's back and he's talking about his retirement. He's talking about a year, but we haven't seen shit. And I think that's because, based on empirical evidence, that he wants his last match to be that passing of the torch he failed. I think that's important to
Well,
because who else
well,
has a legacy he can boost?
Cena right now, he's not starting that tour until the beginning of the year because he's
Right.
still filming
Season 2.
Peacemaker.
Thank
Mhm.
God. Fucking Peacemaker.
I hope we get tidy whities again.
I I just hope we get a second season. Like, you want to talk about riveting fucking TV. Fast and the
Oh,
Furious can eat a dick. Peacemaker is where it's at.
you want to know what was really great? Have you watched Jackpot yet?
I have. Yeah.
Thought it was great. I
I
thought it
have
was
to admit
great.
it. I
Him and
have.
Aquafina, man. Woo, that was a great combo. I
So,
like that.
but here we are, and I get what you're saying, but that also lines up in timeline because they can finish this American made title because obviously it's not done with one match.
Mhm.
You know, especially with Alexa Bliss's, you know, turn to come around because she's ready to go. She's ring ready. She's just got to do it. Keep you. Hold on a second. Let me tell somebody to go fuck themselves. Hi,
Bye.
I see you. Guess what?
Yeah. Well,
And you're gone. Bye.
do you we should give whatchamacallit a reason to consider not liking Ocean Spray.
I can give you a good reason.
Mhm.
I can give you
Tell
the
me.
same reason Amanda can.
Mhm.
Because that some bitch doesn't know how to handle crowd reaction shove on women because it makes him stronger.
Mhm. Yep. I know this for a fact.
Yep. It's on video, my dude. It's on
Yep,
video.
it's on video. Type in Will Osprey. Type in West Coast Pro Will Osprey.
There.
Yep.
I don't think
Because
Orton's gonna break it. Good, but I'm not sure if he is.
you know it will eventually, but not. Cena will do it before.
I time champ like being a multi-time champion. I don't think Orton is holding it for a longer period of time.
Yeah,
It-
like Roman. That
I I'm so glad that Roman is back. I think that the Bloodline storyline is going on 3-4 years now, and it's arguably one of the best things in professional wrestling.
yeah.
And I agree.
Um,
I didn't like Roman. I love Solo. I'm glad we got the God. Like, when we saw that happen, Amanda and I marked out for like 2.
mhm.
So
Oh yeah,
fucking.
yeah. And so we're just waiting now for Hikuleo.
It's
Any
a
day.
matter of time.
A matter of time. And I totally went bizarro nuts when Jacob Fatu.
Yep. Like,
Mhm.
this is something we as fans of independent New Japan wrestling have been wanting for fucking ever.
Mhm.
Tell
Yeah.
me when I'm telling lies, Amanda. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I don't know. You're not. But
I'm
I
gonna take
all
them
I
back.
know. Yep. All I know is this is that um Jesus, there's so much fucking drama in the wrestling right now. There's so much a lot of chaos, a lot of just a lot of shit.
Understandable. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a lot of shit out there. I mean,
we
like
have
newsworthy. There's some great news today, but also at the same time, there's and I'm pulling this up here. One of the things I wanted to pull out from All In, which I did not talk about. We did not talk about Nigel fucking McGuinness.
yo. Behold the
Yo,
power of simping.
yo,
Nigel McGuinness
yo.
getting back into the ring is pretty fucking huge. Some people don't understand.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that.
Like, that's a never say never scenario.
Hmm. But I
You
will
know,
say this.
you're not wrong. Because
Mhm.
Brian should not have beat Swerve just to go the fucking competition. But he knows about Swerve deserved to because they
Mhm.
did his ass dirty. There is no fucking reason under any point in society that your heavyweight championship is the focus storyline. Instead, and I mean with much love, the Young Bucks bullshit storyline should not have been the highlight. It should have always been Swerve, and he deserves. You can't tout the man as a champion and not give him
Yeah,
his fucking flowers.
yeah,
And it is forced.
absolutely.
Like, fuck Brian Danielson. Fuck him. You know,
Yeah. But
eat a dick, put Swerve over. That was your one fucking job, and you screwed that shit.
yeah, I think though, with Nigel, that was really interesting. But also that moment that he had with Zack Sabre Jr.
Which
My heart.
Zack Saber Jr., by the way, if
British
you didn't
fucking
know,
wrestling.
IWGP baby.
He's gonna win it in Ragoku. I don't care what y'all say. He's winning it in Ragoku,
Yeah,
and he's gonna take that shit to Royal Quest and come home a winner.
and
Mm-hmm.
he should.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Mm. Here's the thing. Hey, who was it? Was it Twice Baked? You're the Ocean Spray
Probably.
fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So Will Osprey likes to say he's the best British wrestler in the world, or best wrestler in the world. Has Will Osprey won a G1?
Barely won
No,
a
he has.
heavyweight title if it wasn't it. The night from never made it well in England. He damn sure couldn't wrestle in Germany.
And
The
then I
best.
think he won. Did he win the New Japan Cup twice?
No, we didn't.
No. No, he did not. I know who did. Can I answer that question? Pick
If
me,
you
pick
like,
me, pick me.
I'm not gonna.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Zack Saber Jr. was the right call, and that's something we said when we saw the lineup.
Oh
It
yeah.
was
Has
totally the right
was
call.
was Ocean Spray? Did he win Bola?
No,
No. Even though he was in the finals in 2015 and 2016. Mm. And oh, who won those? Hmm. Zack Sabre Jr. 2015. 2016. Marty's a girl.
um,
Also, was Ocean Spray the first Rev Pro Triple Crown winner?
Nope.
No, he was the
Uh,
second.
let's see. We have
Who's the first?
Intercontinental for AEW 2 times. Future Pro Wrestling. It looks like one. Imp. No. That didn't matter. That didn't matter. That didn't matter.
Talk me about
Um, Lucha
Progress.
Britannia 2 times. I'm going through all of it. Melbourne 1 time. New Japan IWGP 1 time. United States Heavyweight IWGP 2. Junior Heavyweight 3 times. Open Weight
Yep.
1 time. He's won the New Japan Cup once. He did a Best of Super Juniors twice. Um, yeah, he in Rev Pro, he's had the undisputed British once, the British twice, cruiserweight, tag team once, and second Triple Crown winner.
Okay, the Triple Crown. He won
Right.
it last year, correct?
Let me look here. Hold on. He got 2023 July 23rd versus Michael Oku.
Okay, I'm gonna make commentary.
Yeah, okay.
The first Triple Crown was won in 2014.
Yeah.
It was
That's
won. It was won in a match. Marty Scurll versus then champion Colt Cabana, who had the British Heavyweight Championship.
that was number one.
That was number one. So when Don Callis once had said, there are three things in life that are certain: death, taxes, and Scurll beats Osprey. That's a hashtag fact. Because if you
Yes.
look at their whole career of who's got the better wins and losses, whoop whoop is all I'm gonna say.
And
And
don't
that's a
worry,
fact.
TB. Marty
No,
is
don't
not.
worry.
Don't worry.
No, poor
Promise you.
Marty. Mm-hmm. No,
We,
poor Marty. He will
yes.
have the last laugh in a
One.
villainous cackle.
Yes. Villain Enterprises is by far not done.
Nope, he is not done.
After stint in AAA, which he got the bout of Conan. Important. Conan's the man of second chances, and he has not been wrong about it.
Nope.
We know for a fact there are entities in the mainstream who are very interested in the one true villain. When and how that plays out, we're unsure of as of yet, but it is a fact. Marty's not done, and his name has been since long time cleared. So
Marty's not done. And there's going to be people who don't like it, and that's too bad. But I will say this, Twice Bake, because I've done this before. I fucking shut Will Osprey. I shut him up.
Yep.
With facts. If you, yeah, it's on video too.
The only way that Will Ospreay, in my eyes or in her eyes, would getting a reprieve from being called out for his shit behavior, if he bothered to how emotionally impacted this continuation has really affected him. He would have to be open. He would have to be honest. He would have to explain his heart, not a gimmick. And until he's
He
unwilling
has,
to do that, it's truth.
yeah, he has no heart.
No, he has a
He has
heart.
no,
He's just in business for himself.
yeah, but he still doesn't have heart.
I love the fact that I have very community here in
You
the chat.
don't push women.
Yeah, you don't go shoving on women because you don't like the fact that they're booing you in the crowd. Doesn't matter if
Well,
you think it doesn't matter.
no, doesn't
There
matter
is
at
no
all.
good circumstance, save for being ever seen. Guy or girl?
I
If
wasn't
you're not
a
a plant,
plant.
keep your hands off the fans.
Yep. I wasn't a plant. Nope.
Fact.
And he's very lucky that I had someone pull me back. Because if I didn't, he was going to get murdered.
And
Can
it's on
do that.
video. This is not hyperbole. This is straight up dirt cheap
No,
bullshit.
this is on video.
It's on video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
He
know,
came up to my face, in my face. And I was like, I'm not scared of you. I'm like, hit me. What are you going to do? I'm not scared of you. And does he know that I hate him? Yes. I was
he
at
knows.
Full Gear last year. Oh, he definitely knows. He knows the sound of my voice. I was at Full Gear. I was third row hard cam. And when he came out, I was like, fuck. So I got on my chair. First of all, I got up and I slipped. Okay, karma. But then I got back up. And I'm standing there, two middle fingers up, and you could hear me. Like, there's one point, if you go and listen to it, it's silent. And I yell, no, because Shivani said something. I said, nobody wants you here. Like, really loud and kind of bitchy. And I kept going on, and he's like, pipe it down, bruv. Like, my friend Willis, bless Willis, was like, damn, is
Friend
that
of the
Amanda
show.
he's talking to? Yeah, friend of the show. And it was funny because at the end, you don't see it on camera, but he did this to me because he knew and he saw me. He blew me a kiss. I was like, you asshole. Don't make me
Fuck you, eat a
fucking
dick.
jump. Eat two dicks.
I'd rather
Yeah.
meet three. I feel like he needs.
Nah,
But
it's okay. He can starve to death as far as I'm concerned.
we have been at this for almost 3 hours, and
Mm-hmm.
I love that
And
my
I
long-term
love that
friends.
everyone came in. Yeah, y'all came in
Dude,
and you made it great.
you
Yeah.
did.
So,
Like, we had a plan
yes.
and y'all fucked it up.
Yeah, y'all fucked it up. That's why we call it derailing the show. So, one of the things we like to do closing, because I think it's about that time.
It is.
Talk to me, did you, about thankfulness, what you're thankful for this week.
I am told that my long friends, whether they know it or not, to me, showed up to this show and made everything much better. It means a lot to me. I'm not drunk. I'm just so emotionally thankful because I have
Yeah.
never invited anyone to the show that
Mhm.
wasn't a professional wrestler. And for you guys to show up, you know, it just, I can't begin to tell you how much it means to me, and I'm so very thankful. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night as we watch wrestling together. And my comment got faded out. Let's see. I can't wait till Orton breaks the record. Look, this isn't the Mandy show. To give you
Well,
context, Mandy is the one woman that shows up to our to the stream. I've known her just as she
mhm.
will bully other women out of the chat because she has to be the alpha own sister. She's really great. Takes a joke, but she's protective of us. I but either way, I'm overjoyed. I'm humbled. I'm I'm on a t-shirt with a professional wrestler. People that I adore, that are my family, that are my friends, come in and experience this with us in the dive bar. The IC forms my terms of wrestling. You know, I am thankful that TNA and NXT. I got to see Rosemary in an NXT ring, and I got to mark out like my friend Tom And I am so happy that these talented people get a mainstream stage. And it's working both ways. That is my positive, that and the Knight family just taking over a media scrum because the Knight family. But those are the things that I'm thankful for. And I'm not usually this, sappy about it, but it's been a pretty banger night for me.
There you go. Well, for me, I'm kind of thankful that somebody actually wants a T-shirt of me.
Yeah.
Oh, so thanks, Kiro. At least I know 2 people will buy it.
Yeah,
Willis will buy one, and Kiro. So
I'll buy one. Fuck it.
Oh, people should buy one and give it to Colt Cabana. He'll be like, "Oh God, damn it!"
I'll
And I'm
buy
like,
one
"No,
for
wear
Colt
it,
Cabana.
fucker. Buy it, wear it, motherfucker."
I will. I'll wear that shit on stream.
Anyway. No, like give it to him. He'd be like, "What am I supposed to do with it? You're supposed to wear it." Second
You're
of all,
supposed to be in
'cause
my mark.
I know. Second of all, okay. Speaking of which, thankful that he's actually wrestling because apparently he did the dark match as professional wrestler Colt Cabana in Champaign, Illinois.
Yep.
So I wish I could have seen it, but yay!
I
I
literally just got an email about it. I'm not lying. I literally just got an email.
Yeah, and it made my heart so happy when I saw that because he posted that. I was like, oh, I love it.
Fucking Colt Cabana.
Oh yes, boom boom makes my heart boom boom. Okay, it makes me all warm and fuzzy.
Oh yeah.
And then finally, I'm thankful that all of you were able to join us today, and we went on, and I mean, this is a long episode 1. I'm like, holy shit! That's why we can't get to episode 2 is because we do bullshit like this, and it just fucks everything up. So, where can we find you?
VonLive.tv. Bring any WWE. Look for a Fanatics. Can't miss. Or on DigiDotr. That is the only social media that I have.
Got it. Well, you guys can find me on X and Instagram as Amanda Jane with a Y because I like the British spelling because I generally like British people, I guess. I don't know, except for Will Ospreay.
I mean,
but it is, shit. Well,
fair enough.
So, with that being said, join us next week for another Thursday Night Chaser, episode 1, here in the dive bar of the IWC. So, thank you guys for watching Wrestling on the Rocks. Deeply. We mean it. And if you want to buy some merch, there's a link down there somewhere because our website's not working. But yeah, definitely. Thanks for supporting. And right now, that's last call.
Good night, guys.
Producer Lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support and buy us a drink by putting the I in subscribe and reviewing our podcast. And cheers!
I would never have a drink